Don't you worry, it's gonna be alright. 'Cause I'm the judge and jury, and we'll be up all night. You better check for pose. You better check for pose. You better check for
They are dead on that.
All in the blind spot that we don't see. Wipe the dirt.
It was earlier tonight. I don't.
13, she went to 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
You will hurt the ones that love you, and they will hurt you right back. Sing along, sing along. Our love is a heart attack. You better check the pulse. You better check for pulse.
Welcome back to What's the Obsession True Crime. In this video, we are going to be talking about the so-called stalking scandal. True crime content creator Lauren from the channel Hidden True Crime has made public claims that this woman, Christina, has been stalking her.
Where people get murdered. Like, you don't respond.
Where are they?
They're literally across the street from us waiting on us to leave this restaurant. 3 of them left, and the only ones left are Lori, Janice, and Lindsay, which means the 3 of them are waiting to confront us.
So the 3 that have always confronted us.
They're all waiting. What's next? Do they physically assault me? Because they don't respond to them?
You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make you look like you're so ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Nope. Talking about big cash, that's the minimum. I'm done with this trash. Talk to be critical. Show me your mental state before we get physical. Pour some water in your cup, let it drip, drip, drip. Now look straight into my eyes, then you sip, sip, sip. It's about time that you shine. Take off that leash so that we can have some fun. I see it when you walk my way. Nice big bed, come and play with me. Pick it up, pick it up. Got a whole lot of love from the dark. I see it when you walk my way. Nice big bed, come and play with me. Pick it up, pick it up. Now I'll show you how freaky you are. I see it when you walk my way. Nice big bed, come and play with me. Pick it up, pick it up. Got a whole lot of love from the dark. Pick it up, pick it up. Got a whole lot of love from the dark.
All right, everybody, welcome back to What's the Obsession True Crime. It is Friday night, which is, of course, some of you know, What's the Obsession Friday night date night, where we always do a live stream about something true crime. And well, this week it is the Lauren Matthias Stalker scandal, and looking at, well, what has been going on with that. Now, I just want to say on this channel, we're not talking about it just to talk about some true crime YouTube creator atmosphere niche drama. There's a lot going on in this scandal, is what I'm going to refer it to, because what else do you call it? I don't really know. But I've also called it shit show, but I don't know. Maybe maybe scandal is just a little more, appropriate. First of all, what Lauren is accusing her alleged stalker of doing has really happened to a lot of creators and other people that work in the true crime area of, YouTube or any other platform, including myself. And I've already told you the story, so I'm not going to go on and on about that. But those of you who know the story know I really was stalked and harassed, and I had to file legal action, and it was very, very serious. I know several other creators personally that I've talked to, that we've exchanged stories, or they've come to me because they knew what happened to me. And, what should I do about this? Is this reached a level where I could file a or whatever? And it is very, very serious stuff. Now, why is that? I think that people who, have channels. Oh, and by the way, I don't consider, like small, medium-sized YouTube channels like myself, limited public figures. I don't even know if Lauren Matthias is, but I just think that's really funny. I think it's just human beings interacting with other human beings and acting like human beings and showing their human shortcomings and psychotic tendencies at some, occasionally. Now, I'm sure that this happens to other people that decide to, get on YouTube or some other platform, TikTok, and start a channel and people watch it. And, people are strange, right? People do crazy things. They're going to do to you in the internet world what they're going to do to you in real life. But the negative things, the criminal things, perhaps even to a greater extent, because there is a greater sense we feel of protection because of the anonymity when you're behind your keyboard rather than face to face with a person, right? So I guess what I'm saying is, it seems to me like this stalking, harassing situation from people you work with, from people who are viewers of your channel, from, I don't know, it seems to me like it happens more to people in the true crime genre than others, but it also just might be my perspective because I'm in it and it's happened to me, so it's close to home, so maybe I can't see that clearly. I think that's one of the reasons that a lot of people are talking about this. There's real issues in this story that I've noticed a lot of people feel like, oh my God, we can finally talk about this. That's great. That happened to me. I have some stuff to work through. I have some things to warn you about because I don't want this to happen to you or anybody. So good. Let's talk about it now, because prior to this, it was a somewhat awkward topic to talk about. Where does it fit in? If you're a true crime channel, are you going to do a live stream or are you going to do an upload just to say, hey, we're talking about true crime and this kind of fits the bill, it kind of doesn't, but I just want to tell you my personal story. Like it's just kind of a weird thing to do. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. I know a lot of people wouldn't. So there's that. But then there also is, a potential criminal aspect to all of this, right? So if somebody is stalking and harassing and it rises to a certain level, it does become criminal. And I'll explain this later, but I personally feel like we could be approaching where there could potentially be some criminal issues. And then the other thing is, in the true crime world, we are always concerned about freedom of speech, about justice, about, the true crime genre's relationship to victims and their family members, because it's so important. And if respect is not there, if boundaries are not there, then this whole genre becomes like really slimy really quick, right? We need to maintain those things. This is my opinion, I guess. Or, we're just, getting online and talking trash and doing things that are inappropriate to harm other people, to not respect boundaries, and to be manipulative and abusive to others. So there's the issue of freedom of speech, of that relationship with victims and their family members, and then also freedom of the press to cover things that are of interest to the public. So for all of these topics that people are interested in, we get little glimpses of them, and various true crime stories are all rolled up into one in this Lauren Matthias Stalker scandal situation. Now, isn't that interesting? I was just before the live stream. Sorry, I keep hitting my mic with my chin. It was just before the live stream. I was thinking about this, and I was thinking it's so crazy that all of these topics that I know people are interested in from running a true crime channel for 4.5 years are all kind of rolled up into one in this story that's sort of random and arbitrary. And then I thought, well, wait, is it? Or is that intentional? Did somebody think, if there's a story that's created and it hits on all these hot topics, it is going to burn like wildfire through the streets of YouTube and beyond. And well, that would lend to a lot of clicks and views, as they say. And, I don't love it when people say, oh, for clicks and views, because it's you know, I don't know. I guess it's just a trite cliche thing to say, and it just personally irritates me. But, that is true. So I guess it's just something to think about. So now, when we are talking about the topic as this live stream is presented to you, exposing truth in the the Matthias Stalker scandal, big fines. I was going to say exposing lies and revealing truth, but then I was thinking about how I've become aware just in the past few days of how many channels, including channels of like my size, like 60, 70,000 subscribers, have been getting content struck by hidden true crime with their content getting taken down. And then, all of these creators, the ones that I've talked to, I told them if they haven't gone through this before, they need to fight it. They need to file an appeal. Their video is going to get put back up. There's not going to be a strike or any negative grade against them. I looked at what was struck, like 3 people actually shared the content with me. I know of 5 people, and we're talking channels that are, I'm going to say 50 to 80,000. It might, vary beyond that range just a little bit, but not huge channels. And what what hidden true crime content struck. Actually, we know it was Lauren Matthias because you have to put an actual legal name to it. And all of them were referring to it as being Lauren. So I'm sure they saw that legal name. And I mean, maybe it was Dr. John. Who knows? He's getting a little. I mean, maybe it was Grayson. Who knows? But it was in the name of hidden true crime. There's not copyright strikeable things going on. Okay. Because for a copyright strike to be legitimate, your own material that you are saying this person stole of mine, played it on their channel, and represented it as being theirs, actually was represented by them as being theirs when it wasn't. There, which means it's not covered under the free use legal clause that allows us to replay things. Sometimes I think a little too much, like channels that are like, oh, I'm a what do we call them? I'm a reaction channel. I'm going to play all of the videos of all of the creators that they spend so much time on, worked really hard on, edited, uploaded, and have been blood, sweat, and tears over these videos. I'm going to play them all in their entirety. I'm going to grunt and moan and giggle and go, oh, ew, or whatever. And I'm going to call it a reaction channel, and I don't have to have any of my own content. I'm just going to grunt and moan. I have a pet peeve with that. But anyway, so somebody has to play your shit, claim it's their own, and also not make considerable alterations to that material, meaning they didn't give commentary, they didn't change it in any way, they didn't edit it, they didn't add to it. And also, your content that you are saying someone else has ripped off needs to be patented under U.S. law, under U.S. copyright laws. So you need to meet all those 3 standards. And virtually almost, I want to say almost no creators, but barely any creators on YouTube meet those standards. Because guess what? Here we are on a social media platform using StreamYard or some other streaming software. We're all doing the same thing. We are creating content. We're putting up, 1, 2, 3 videos, live streams a week, or some people more, or every 2 weeks, or whatever it is. We're not going through the process every time we put content up to get it patented under United States copyright laws. So if somebody else uses it, we can strike them. First of all, it's really expensive. Second of all, it's really time consuming. It would take away from your ability to create. So it's really only bigger channels, mostly networks, that are actually doing that can legitimately say, okay, I'm going to give a copyright strike to this other channel. So I'm telling you what has been going on and why I called the title, or why I named this live stream what I did and didn't say exposing lies and revealing truth, is because I thought exposing lies could possibly get hidden true crimes attention and they would strike me. Again, I'd be fine because I wouldn't be doing anything wrong, but it's just a pain in the ass I don't feel like dealing with right now. I've got enough going on as it is. Don't we all? All right. And that's going to go right into our next topic here. So thank you guys for being here. Please hit like, do the YouTube thing. I'd really appreciate it. Get this out in the algorithm so people can come and have a discussion with us. I am going to open up a panel later. So if anybody does want to come up and say anything, just for like a couple minutes, that would be amazing. I would really, really love to hear from you. So Cuff You and Sherry and Honey Bun and Pepper and Anaphylaxis, thank you so much for moderating. You guys are amazing. And welcome to Jessica. How are you doing? It's so great to see you, my friend. And Queen Olive, Celia Chavez. Welcome. How are you doing? That's a pretty name. Angela, Felicia, how are you doing? It's nice to see you. Also known as Pretty in Pink 47. She changed her name. She can do that. Yeah, it's great. And let's see who else is here. Tad, and I saw a few other people. If I didn't catch you, I'm so sorry. Say hello. I will say hello back. If you are just, lurking, please do say hi. Let us know you're here. Let us know where you're watching from. We would love to get to know you a little better. Seriously, we are a friendly with one another channel, especially in chat. That's why we do live streams. It's more of a community thing. Okay. Hey, how are you guys doing? All right. So with all of that being said, guys, under this topic of exposing the lies and revealing the truth in the Lauren Matthias Stalker scandal, big finds, there are so many big finds to talk about because they are controversial. They do expose lies and reveal truth that we couldn't possibly cover them all in this live stream. When I was starting to make an outline of what I was going to talk about today, I was like, oh my God, there's so much content. I'm having a hard time deciding what to pick to talk about tonight. So with that being said, I've already started making a video that'll be nice and shiny and polished and edited well for you guys. I was hoping to get it out today before the live stream so we could rely on some of that content that was already made and kind of is going to, make the point easily and quickly for you as you're watching. But I had to work late like every night this week, so it didn't happen. So I will be getting out this weekend, so definitely look for that. Hey, Pretty Insane. Welcome. How are you doing, my friends? Good to see you. Let me get back into StreamYard where I can pin comments. Is anyone else here from New York? Is anyone else here that is watching this that's in the chat from New York? See a few people from Florida. I'm from New York. We're supposed to get our first snowfall tomorrow, which is pretty exciting. I love snow, but oh my God, last winter in New York was the longest winter ever. I thought it was never going to fucking end. It was like we were covered in ice. It was cold. It was so dark. The whole winter, I started to have some issues with depression. I hope it's not that long this year. Seasonal affective disorder is real. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. All right. So first, let's just watch a very, very small clip. How long is it? It's like 3 minutes. Don't worry. We're not going to be watching a chunk of the 9-hour live stream. Oh God. I just want you to see what Lauren has to say about herself to get things started. This live stream is also going to feature a lot of interaction between Lauren and Grayson, because I think that becomes really material when we are talking about how this whole situation, the Lauren Matthias Stalker scandal shit show, was presented, telling very selective parts of the story and leaving whole material, really important parts out. Like what was said by the cops who responded to her complaints about her alleged stalker in Idaho, and also in Colorado during CrimeCon. What the judge said in the Lauren Matthias Stalker scandal shit show hearing from September 22nd. Have you guys heard that? I know I have it up on my channel. I've been surprised by how many people have not listened to that. Could you put in chat if you have or have not listened to the audio recording of the September 22nd hearing after Lauren got the temporary order of protection against her alleged stalker? Now they have an actual hearing. Lauren and her alleged stalker and their respective attorneys are all in the same courtroom. The alleged stalker had 2 witnesses, all of who have been named, and Lauren's storytelling by herself. It was Lindsay and Janice. They were both there, if you know who we're talking about here. And things were going down. They couldn't proceed with a whole hearing that day. That is why it was rescheduled to continue on October 16th. And that is the day then when Lauren said, oh my God, no, Law and Crime was going to be there. So I wasn't going to, So that's why I'm doing this 9-hour live stream. Well, she didn't explain the whole context of it because that whole process, that hearing had already begun. They were already belly button deep in it or whatever. And that was just a continuance of it that she didn't want to continue because Law and Crime was going to be there, and all of that. So it was about an hour and 20-minute long hearing, all of it audio recorded with appropriate redactions. And there's some very interesting things to learn from listening to it. I'm not going to play the whole thing tonight because, again, it's an hour and 20 minutes long. It is uploaded in its entirety with appropriate redactions on my channel. I put the link to it in the description, but there are some very important things that are said, particularly by the judge, that gave you a very clear indication of what was going to happen for sure if that hearing continued on October 16th. There were not any mysteries left in the minds of anyone, I'm sure, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Welcome, Maya Rodriguez Sorensen Esquire. How are you doing? Nice to see you. And let's see. You have heard it. Okay, cool. Awesome. You've listened to a couple. Yeah, let me know. Have you heard the audio recording of the September 22nd, that portion of the hearing for Lauren Matthias filing to hopefully, she was hoping, get a term or a permanent restraining order or order of protection? Have you heard that? And if you haven't, let me know too, because that's important too. Macrograms, welcome. Please help. Mean girl on the internet is being mean to me. Yeah, I feel that way now too. And oh God, it makes me so mad when people in the comments or they come here into chat. I never put the chat parameters on. I usually put on subscriber for any amount of time. So if you want to put a comment and you're not a subscriber, it just asks you to subscribe. That's just a smart thing to do to grow subscribers on your channel, obviously, right? To build your community. I almost never put a further parameter on it, but this time I, just made it. You have to be a subscriber for 1 minute because, oh, guys, my moderators know this. The comments on my videos, my live streams that I've been getting, and just we're talking about more than being passionate comments. They're literally threatening, calling me by name, Kelly, my son. You better watch your back. He better watch out. You threatening my son. This is just, there's a lot of ugliness connected to this. And you really have to wonder why. So what I was going to say is when people come into the comments and say, oh, I can't believe you're not standing up for Lauren, especially with I'm a behavioral therapist for those of you who don't know, especially with what you do professionally. Don't you think it's important to warn, people of the dangers of female stalkers? And how could you turn your back on a fellow true crime creator and woman? No. It's not about that at all. I absolutely will support and stand up for and defend people who have been harmed in any way by another person. I do all the time. But when a person comes out and says that they've been harmed by another person and they tell us their whole story for 9 hours, and you wait and you don't hear anything that indicates that they really should be scared for their safety. Yet they've told us that their 8-year-old son has come up with a plan to save his mother if somebody comes to hurt her. And if he tells her, you run, to not even ask questions, just run as far and as fast as you can, Mom. Don't even ask any questions because I'm trying to protect you. But you talk for 9 hours to present us all the evidence. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be everything. And there is nothing that tens, hundreds of thousands of people hear that makes us go, okay, using the reasonable person standard, of course she'd be scared for her safety. Of course she would. It's just hard. And I do. And I totally mean this. I feel bad for Lauren Matthias. She's obviously going through something. Okay. She's obviously going through something. She's going through a struggle. There is some pain there. There's clearly some deep unhappiness there. And you can see that for a number of reasons. And I'm not going to itemize them. You probably can already think of some yourself above and beyond what she had to say in the 9-hour live stream. But I feel bad for her. I don't want her to be suffering and in pain like that. I don't want that. And I hope she gets the support and help and takes the time that she needs. But, kind of what's going on in this other light is just really wrong. So here, we're going to talk about it. All right. I'm babbling on a little too much. Let me bring some information here. Hey, goes for the most, Grandma Sherry, Greer's Garden, watching from Idaho. Welcome. And let's see. Macrograms again. Oops. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm clicking on the wrong thing. I'm apologizing. I'm not sorry at all. Down under, welcome. How are you doing? SuTube, how are you doing? SuTube says, have you noticed how many subscribers they've lost recently? I think they're up to 6,000-ish right now. Yeah, it's been a lot. Maya Rodriguez Sorensen Esquire says, this is why I'll never have a YouTube channel. People are so mean to creators. It's also why I was initially very sympathetic to Lauren. Me too. You know, when I've said before during live streams, when I first started watching that 9-hour live stream and I just saw her pain, I felt her pain. There was definitely authentic pain there, in my opinion. I felt it. I felt a lot of compassion for her. I mean, I started crying. I just felt so bad for her. I was like, this is horrible. To some degree, I know how this feels because, like I said, I've told the story many times. Watch the beginning, I think, of my last live stream if you want to hear the story. I just don't want to tell the whole thing again just because it's ugly. It's hard for me to tell. It's painful for me to tell, and many people don't want to hear 15 times. So, you know, that was triggered for me, but I also truly felt bad for her. I wanted to give her a hug. I wanted to call her up, send her an email, give her some advice, tell her how to, you know, just give her some moral strength, give her maybe some practical tips of wisdom. But then, after I watched it, I was like, damn, I don't know. And I reserved judgment, but then all these other things started to come out, and yeah, okay. Hey, Sarah Bowman, how are you doing? That's okay. I know it was late. I totally understand. Glad you're here. Yeah, we had my first Patreon live yesterday. Yeah, we were talking about the very scandalous stuff in the Watts case that I can't talk about on YouTube. Some of the stuff that we found from our own independent research and investigation. Well, partnered with another person that's absolutely sinister and criminal, but can't talk about on YouTube because taken down every time. Hey, Amy, how are you doing? From Wisconsin. Snow for us too on Sunday. Yeah, we get a lot of the same weather, Wisconsin and in upstate New York. And our moderator Sherry's also from Wisconsin. It's also where Chris Watts is in prison. Good. All right. Oh, Honey Bun says, did y'all hear Joe Schmo took that pic of Christina and Lauren to try to get her in took that pic of Christina for Lauren to try to get her in violation of the order. Yes. Yes, we did hear that. And then he did a live stream, I don't know, a few days ago. I watched a little bit of it, taking everything back, basically, being like, I didn't know all of the details at the time. All right, here, let me bring some stuff in. And there's just so much to talk about. All right. Let's see what's next. All right, Lauren. Okay.
Oh, I think the other thing too is like I am a lot more colorful behind the scenes.
Wait, why do I hear Lauren's voice, but I'm seeing this? Hold up. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, that was weird. Okay. Okay, so this starts out with Lauren in her bed crying with her pearls on and her sunglasses on her head. So fucking. And then she's going to give some commentary about herself. I said this during the last live stream. I'm going to say it again. One thing I noticed during that whole 9-hour live stream is my dad, when he was alive, always told me, if you want to know who somebody is, they're not going to tell you, they're going to show you. So when people show you who they are, that's when you know who they are. When people tell you, this is who I am, this is who I am not, give you a little story, say, that's who I am, that's who I am not, don't ever believe them. Because if that's who they were, they wouldn't need to tell you, they would show you. And so I just noticed how many times during that 9-hour live stream, Lauren declared, this is who I am. This is how I am. This is not who I am. This is not how I am. So just something to think about when you're listening to this.
I
love a good F word.
John and I, we like to keep our podcasts clean. It's clean language. That's who we are. Like, we just want to keep it clean. But the language I use when I'm not on camera isn't always clean. I don't know.
I mean,
If that makes any fucking sense, but.
oh.
the most vulnerable video I've ever showed here, but I do pride myself on being a very honest person. So who you know on camera is me, and that was a little bit more of me behind the scenes that I don't show, because yes, there are parts of my life that I like to keep private. So we're going to go through everything. A lot of you are maybe asking questions during that. I don't understand. I want to start with that because I think that you're going to understand it all a lot more as we go through everything tonight. So here we go. I'm going to start, by the way, when I say everything, not to get you guys scared, but these are all the court filings. And we've got exhibits and we got evidence. So
No, you can't hear me. Okay. I was going, can't hear me. So did you hear that last thing that she had to say? She's like, don't mean to scare you guys, but this, and she holds up this big stack of papers. This is all the court filings. Aha! Well, let me tell you, friends, that was a portion of the court filings that had been filed at that time, because there is another whole portion of the court filings that she did not read because they were not favorable at all to her asserting that she had a stalker who was harassing her to the degree for which she was afraid for her safety and her family's safety. And her son, her 8-year-old son, had to be so afraid for her safety that he came up with a safety plan for her that she wasn't involved in. Don't worry, Mom. I got this. You just run. Okay. So by the way, if the entire case file for this Lauren Matthias Stalker scandal shit show. Hey, Cuff, do you think you could grab that from Patreon, the specific collection, and put the link in chat? Or I'm not sure if that makes sense to you. Here, I'll do it. But anyway, let me grab this while I'm talking. The entire case file for the Lauren Matthias Stalker scandal is on my Patreon. It's every single thing that was filed through the court. And thank you to Cuff for getting most of these documents for me and helping me to get a lot of this information. It's just a lot. It's hard to find it. It's all over the place. So everything that was filed with the court, all the exhibits, all the evidence, all the documents, all of the affidavits, all the police reports, and the audio that was released from the court, it's all in this one place right here on our Patreon, which is rather new. So I'm going to get you the link here right now. I think I am. Let's see. Well, wait, hold it. Let me just show you everything. All of the, let me just bring the Patreon. Oh, did I lose you guys? Oh, shit. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, my God. Guys. It was a long week. It's Friday. I'm really not that flaky. I didn't leave work. I usually get out of work at 3:30. I didn't leave work before almost 6 every day this week. Just a little tired. Let me just scroll down and show you how many files and filings, exhibits, etc. there are. Okay, wait. Oh, let me publish that first so I can get you the link. Ooh, am I sharing it? Where go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, I want to show this one. Hold it. Oh, crap. What do I want to do? Just give me 1 second. Add to stage. Yes. Before presenting a screen, remove other media from stage. All right, there we go. Jeez. Oh, my God. Add. This shouldn't be that hard. Remove. Okay. Oh, my God. Here we go. Add. All right. Whee! I did it. Okay. So this is just the video that I created it is the court audio. I added, some pictures and video that you can watch while you're listening to it if you're watching on YouTube to kind of make it interesting. So there's that. Well, we'll watch a little bit in a little bit. But then as you scroll down here, you see all these little bullet points. Christina's objection to, okay, so everybody knows that her alleged stalker's name is Christina. So I'm going to say that sometimes because it's just a little easier and sometimes I'll forget. So we have Christina's objection, the declaration of Christina, the declaration of John Mathis, the certificate of service, that Christina was served, or her husband rather was served. The ex parte motion to enforce civil stalking injunction. Lauren's third declaration, the ex parte motion to enforce civil stalking injunction 2. Lauren's second declaration, Lauren's response to objections, objection to media request. Lauren's objection to declaration, proposed temporary order. Request to submit decision to amend temporary civil stalking injunction. Second declaration of Grayson. The Henderson police reports. That's interesting. We're going to definitely look at that. Witness affidavit from Paul. That's Joe Schmo, right? Yes, it is. Grayson and Lauren declaration. Declaration of Susan Hendricks. That is the woman that Grayson and Lauren both fangirl over, who was an anchor in CNN. Because that was Lauren's dream, as she says. Declaration of Lori. Christina's friend, declaration of Sarah, declaration of Lindsay. That is the person who used to do some freelance producing for Lauren and now is Ashley Banfield's producer. A file called That Bitch Lauren Zip. Cuff you. Whoops. Another. Oh wait, hold on. Wait. Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, then these are things you actually have to look at here. Lori's evidence. Hot mic. Oh, that's interesting too. Yeah. So anyway, those are all the files that are available over on Patreon. That's everything that's been released by the court. Oh my gosh. That bitch Lauren. A cuff you emailed me some files and she just, had to call them something where I would know what they were, right? Yes, welcome to everybody coming in. Please do hit the like if you can. We'd appreciate it. Just do that YouTube thing. I'm so glad you guys are here. Please let us know where you're watching from. Say hello to everybody. Honey bun. Lauren, hidden true crime, don't do drama. Right. SueTube. Crusha said Lauren struck her Facebook as well. Damn, guys. See, that is like a real problem. Okay. I know which video we're going to watch next. And, SueTube also brought to our attention. She said, hey, did you see how many subscribers that Hidden True Crime lost? So I just went over and looked at their channel because she told me to look. And they're down another, it looks like 2,700 from, I think the last time I checked was yesterday or the very longest ago would not been Wednesday, I guess, because somebody was talking about it and I wasn't sure if they were right or not. And they wanted to know if they were right. So I was on the phone with them. I was on my computer. I checked it. So they just lost a big chunk of subscribers. You're right about that, SueTube. Thank you for letting us know about that. Hey, Calissa Cats. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Grandma Sherry says, I feel sorry for her at first, but then I got a feeling she was more concerned about her messages that would show her in a bad light. Yes, I totally agree with that. Hey, Jinjin. How are you doing? Oh, God. Is that right? Jinjin says, I felt bad for her until she decided to put her update how we're doing behind a paywall. That is pretty fucked up. You think once you subjected all of YouTube to 9 hours of your bullshit, that how we're doing follow-up would also be available to those same people that were subjected to that 9 hours. That's weird. That's weird. Let's see. Begonia Noni Bug. Oh, great name. Welcome. I used to watch Hindu Crime and I always thought, wow, she really comes off as classy, no drama, normal, down to earth. She kind of just went sideways. Like, what the heck is wrong with her? Yeah. I thought similar to that. I thought she definitely presented herself that way. And I like that. It's nice to be able to go to a true crime space and hear things and not have a drama follow. But man, she flipped that script. Oh gosh, yes. Daniel Wiley, is there any way to watch the Patreon live stream program which aired yesterday about the OxyContin? I tried, but nothing works. Guys, I'm so sorry. I was so busy today. I just haven't made it public yet. With StreamYard, you have to take the extra step of making a draft of a live stream public and just approve it before others can see it. Right after this, I'm going to make it public. So it'll be available right after this. Guys, please remind me at the end. But I definitely am planning on doing it. I'm sorry, Daniel. A lot of people have asked me about that. All right. Hey, Lori Fuller, welcome. How are you? Okay, I'm going to bring something else into the stream here because it goes right along with what we are talking about here. I uploaded this video the other day. It's just a few minutes long, but if you haven't heard this yet, now you're going to know. Let's check this out. We believe 3 to 5 different people who have received her, and that it's gone so far. Welcome back to Wants the Obsession True Crime. In this video, we are going to be talking about the so-called stalking scandal. True crime content creator Lauren from the channel Hidden True Crime has made public claims that this woman, Christina, has been stalking her, and that it's gone so far that she has to take legal action. And now we know that this so-called TikTok stalker, okay, we all know her name is Christina, is not the only former friend or colleague that Lauren Matthias is going after legally. Just listen to this update. This is Kelly, the creator of the channel, and I want to give you an update on the Lauren Matthias stalker scandal and, just what is going on. So, in talking to several other creators who have taken interest in the Lauren Matthias stalker scandal, that is what I'm calling it, we believe 3 to 5 different people who have received this exact same letter or a very similar letter dated October 30th or October 31st, 2025 from Lauren Matthias's make that plural or make that possessive, baby, attorneys. At this point, she has 3 or 4 attorneys. So it is a cease and desist from online harassment and dissemination of altered AI generated or private messages. Whew. Okay, so before I read this entire letter from Lauren Matthias's attorneys, I just want to say, in talking to these other creators who have taken interest in the Lauren Matthias stalking scandal, we have a theory that the reason that Grayson, Lauren Matthias's producer, assistant, was going through her phone, as Lauren claims, 6 years of messages just to see if there was anything in there that she had to be worried about. Was she a terrible person? Did she say terrible things? I mean, first of all, that whole narrative is a little bit flawed, because if she one day says, hey, you know what? Hey, Grayson, I'm going to hand over my phone to you. You're going to go over 6 years of my messages. Who's to say that before Lauren handed over that phone to Grayson, she didn't first go through her 6 years of messages and delete what she wouldn't want somebody else to see and perhaps alter things to look favorable to her. I'm not saying that she did that, but the fact that Grayson went through 6 years of Lauren's messages, to me, means jack squat. So let me continue reading the cease and desist letter. This firm represents Miss Lauren Matthias. You're required by state and federal law to cease and desist from any continued harassment and dissemination of altered, AI-generated, or private messages which you attribute to Miss Mathis. Now, right there, you are to cease and desist from disseminating. Okay, we have 2 categories here: altered or AI generated, which is completely different from private messages, authentic ones, which the recipient of the cease and desist attributes to Miss Mathis. Okay, I'm going to read the rest of the letter straight through. Your conduct violates Florida state law and United States federal law. Under Florida statute 934.03, it's unlawful to intentionally disclose the contents of any communication without the consent of all parties. Florida is a two-party consent state, and dissemination of communication attributed to our client without her consent constitutes both a criminal offense and grounds for civil liability under Florida statutes 93410 and 784048. Under Federal Statute 18 USC 2261A, it is unlawful to use electronic communication services and interactive computer services to engage in a course of conduct intended to harass and cause substantial emotional distress to our client. And that is something very difficult to prove, but I'm going to keep reading. You are specifically directed to cease and desist from any further disclosure, publication, or dissemination of such altered, AI-generated, or private messages, communication, personal information, or confidential work-related information attributed to our client on any platform, public or private. You are notified that any violation under Florida statutes, and then it lists them, shall be pursued should any such violations continue. It goes on to say, because of the possibility law enforcement may be contacted as well as a possibility of civil action being taken against you, you are obligated by law to preserve all of your data for potential review if you choose to continue your online harassment. This includes, but is not limited to, all documents, communications, data, and electronic records related to our client, including messages, emails, Proton emails, screenshots, social media posts, Reddit posts, Discord messages, and any other materials. All devices and accounts used to access, store, or disseminate information about our client, as well as any video or image stored on those devices. Metadata and account information for all social media accounts used to post about our client. Attempts to destroy or delete evidence may result in the imposition of severe sanctions against you in any subsequent legal proceedings. Our client reserves the right to seek monetary damages, injunction relief, and full recovery of all attorney's fees for all, 3 or 4 of them, and costs incurred in enforcing her rights as provided under Florida statutes, lists of statutes, and applicable laws in any relevant jurisdiction. Please confirm in writing within 5 business days that you have received this letter and will comply with the above demands. This letter is written without prejudice to any other legal, equitable rights or remedies that our client may have. Our client reserves the right to seek monetary damages, injunctive relief, and attorney's fees and costs in any relevant jurisdiction. All correspondence should be directed to this office. Sincerely, Dice Law PC, Andrew D. Dice. Yeah. So, that's that, my friend. So if you have shared any kind of private messages or direct communications with Lauren Matthias, you might want to be checking out your inbox or mailbox, or even, definitely answering the door if you hear a knock, because baby, you just might be served next. All right. So that's that. So again, that letter was posted from, I think it was, I'd seen a few other people. I know that Sleuthy Goosey, who one of the creators that I was speaking with is Sleuthy Goosey on all the time. Love Sleuthy Goosey. She's amazing. She gets documents for freaking everything. She's like a true crime. She's really good with organization, making spreadsheets, crunching data, that kind of thing. So if you like to have the data, the evidence, the receipts to support, whatever it is you're talking about, definitely check out Sleuthy Goosey. I know she tried YouTube out for a little while. I don't know if she still does YouTube. She definitely has a Twitter, and she is amazing. She has that one document, the letter from Florida, posted on her Twitter. So I've seen it circulating a bit. But what I was saying in this video was there's 4 or 5 other creators that I've been talking to pretty frequently. We have a little text chain going, which is not something I normally do. But for some reason, when we're talking about this, everybody wants to kind of share the information. And between all of us, we can understand that 3 to 5 people have received a letter just like that one that I just read you. And the reason we don't know if it's 3, 4, or 5 is because we are talking amongst us, and we do not know if our cumulative tally of these people, because we don't know all of the details, we don't know if we're I'm talking about a letter that I know someone received because I talked to them directly. I saw it. I got verification of it. And then, creator Jane, is talking about what she thinks is a different situation. But as we're talking about, maybe it's the same person, but we could determine that there were 3, 4, or 5 separate people who received that letters. I really hope that makes sense. And then even after I put that video out, there's this whole slew of, not like channels the size of Hidden True Crime who have been copyright struck by Lauren Matthias of Hidden True Crime because she simply doesn't like what is being said. Oh, speaking of sleuthy goosey, she told me that when she was covering the Delphi trial, she covered that really extensively. She was really, with all the cases she covers, again, definitely check her out. Go follow her on Twitter. She's so detail oriented. She, on her channel, played a interview that Lauren Matthias did with Officer Holman. And he was at CrimeCon, and you see her in one of the police body cam videos being like, oh, Detective Holman. I can't remember what his title is. And so she said that she was doing this with another creator, and they paused and offered commentary and asked the people in chat for their opinions and discussed it among themselves so much that they had to do 4 separate lives to cover this hour and 18-minute interview that Lauren Matthias had done on Hidden True Crime. So she copyright struck all 4 of those lives because they were listening to it and giving commentary on it and letting people know about what was said by this law enforcement person who actually was pivotal in the Delphi trial. Isn't that something? If you're doing the interview, wouldn't you want people to know about it? What, just because you did the interview, people can only hear about it and know what was said in the interview from you? I mean, like that seems to be the fundamental problem here. Lauren she's had great success. I, can't take this away from her. She definitely works hard. She is driven by forces of magnitude when it comes to pursuing her personal and her career dreams. She definitely puts the work in. She has gained a lot. She, according to herself, has gone through this personal transformation. She got out of this bad relationship. She's, evolved as a human being in many ways that she's very happy about. She has a happy marriage. She has a healthy child. She was blessed enough to have enough abundance to leave her, salaried career as a news broadcaster to pursue her dream of having her own true crime news channel and covering stories the way that she wanted to and being able to talk about them, talk about the content that she wanted, being in control of everything, having the liberty to be able to travel, to go to trials, do it any way she wanted. She was so lucky to have the financial stability she could do that. Not many people can say that. She had it. And you know what? She did it. She made that YouTube channel. She worked her ass off at it. Like I said, she is definitely a hard worker. Her husband just happens to have a career where, well, at least he could, for a time being, contribute in a very meaningful way to the conversation on her channel. And as a result, her channel caught on fire. It grew. It became successful. It was in the top 10 Google searches. We're not just talking about YouTube. We're talking Google searches in the subcategory of true crime for over a year and a half consistently running. She was in the Apple Podcast top 10 for a significant amount of time, consistently running. I don't know how long that is, and appears up in there under the true crime genre again very frequently. Her channel is making close to $2.5 million a year for her following her dream, living it out, creating the channel, bringing her husband on, talking about true crime. 2.5 million smackers a year. That is amazing. Congratulations. But no, that wasn't enough. She wants to have it all. If she wants it, it's hers and hers alone. She's not going to share it. She wants it done on her terms, her way, and without anybody standing in her way. So if you're going to object to it, or if you're going to ruffle her feathers or put her panties in a bunch, or, talk about things that might make it difficult for her to get what she wants when she wants with other people, she is going to push you down. She is going to strike you. She is going to file against you. And that is that. I mean, in my opinion, it is very clear that she has, like my dad said, if you want to know who someone is, they're going to show you who they are. She has showed us who she is, and that's what's up. Now, what she tells us, with all those times she said, she tells a story and says, because that's who I am. That's how I am. That's not who I am. That's not how I am. Those are all inconsistent with her actions and behaviors in life. And we could also, those inconsistencies are also called lies or deception or manipulation. It's just a sad, horrible thing. Yeah. Amber Rose says about Dr. John, he's so obsessed with Brad Pitt, he wants to wear him like a skin suit. Oh, God, Dr. John and skin. I just don't want to hear the same things in the same sentence. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Begonia Noni Bug says Lauren thinks of herself as NBC, CNN, World News reporter. She sounds like Connie Chung or Greta Van Susteren. It's comical. And hey, but listen, thinking of herself as those things maybe helped her to have as much success as she did. And that's awesome. And I've always thought, wow, they're really successful. Good for them. That's amazing. God, I wish I had what it took to work that hard, have that dedication, to have that, ability to, really work on developing my YouTube channel. Because I would love to do that. Anybody on YouTube, I bet would love to do that, because you don't start a channel on YouTube unless you really love doing this, right? So I just thought, damn, that's great. But I mean, at what point are you just like, wow, I've done really well. I'm satisfied with that, and hey, man, my philosophy always is with other creators, we, talk well about other creators often, as much as we can. People are allowed to say other nice things about other creators, say, hey, well, they also did some really good content on this. I refer people to other creators all the time. When I see good things, I share it in my community posts. I talk about in lives, I talk about in videos. That's great, guys. It's like YouTube is really big, and true crime, it's really big. There's a lot of interest in it. Okay. Just because you let someone else, some people can have interest in someone else or something that they did because they did a good job of it, doesn't mean it's taking away from you. It's so hard for me to understand why people think that way. It's like, can't you do math? I don't know. Oh no, I'm starting to lose my voice like I do, because I have some court documents to read. All right, hold up. All right, I have to play another video. I want to talk about this anyway, and it will segue very well into the documents I'm going to read, because I need to go get a drink and just stop talking for a minute and recover my voice. So now what we're going to be looking at right now, I'm sorry, I have to play something I played in the very beginning. It's just of Lauren talking about herself and who she is, because it's going to segue right into, we're going to play a little clip. It's about 9 minutes long. G for Justice, for example, is a creator that has been covering this phenomenally. Every day she's doing live streams. She catches everything. She's talking about it. I mean, if you want to know everything, every little friggin' detail that's happened, good luck finding it on her channel, because there's so much of it. But I'm sorry, and she's doing a great job of it. And you know what? She's old school. J's for Justice has been around so long, longer than my channel has, before the Watts case even. Get that? Wow, can you imagine? So definitely give her some love. Oh, hey, Begonia Noni Bug. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I love reading your comments. Thank you for being here and contributing to the conversation. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. If anybody does want to give a super chat as well, and you want to do it through PayPal or Cash App, if you do want to, I'm just letting you know you can do that. I will read it out just like it was through YouTube. I know for various reasons, sometimes people would like to be heard in that way. I wish I could read every single chat comment, but I just can't, obviously. No, I didn't, Calista. I'll just admit. But you can do that. The information is scrolling at the bottom. Calista says, wait, did you get a cease and desist from HTC? No, I did not. I did not. No, I did not. But I don't want to say I wish I did. I definitely don't wish I did. But let me tell you, if I did, I would just laugh at it and handle it. And, there's nothing to cease and desist here or really anywhere else. Okay. Thank you. Cuff you. Okay. All right. So here we go.
Oh, I think the other thing too is I am
Okay.
A lot more
we're gonna
colorful
stop.
behind the scenes. I
We love a good F word.
Why does it keep doing that? Okay, here we are.
John and I, we like to keep our podcasts clean. It's clean language. That's who we are. Like, we just want to keep it clean. But
See, I just have to point out right there. That's who we are. That's who we are. She does it so many times. She tells us who she is, who she's not. And I know from my dad, God rest his soul, who is very wise, when someone tells you who they are, just don't believe them. Because if they're that person, they're not going to have to tell you because they're showing you because that's who they are. Makes so much sense.
on camera isn't always. Keep it clean. But the language I use when I'm not on camera isn't always clean. I don't know.
I mean,
If that makes any fucking sense, but.
Oh. The most vulnerable video I've ever showed here, but I do pride myself on being a very honest person. So
Most vulnerable video I've ever showed, but hey, at least I was wearing my pearls. And then she says, I do pride myself on being an honest person. She has the audacity at the beginning of her 9-hour live stream to say to us, I pride myself on being an honest person. Say what, sister? What?
but I do pride myself on being a very honest person. So who you know on camera is me, and that was a little bit more of me behind.
So once again, she's telling us this is who I am. No, I don't believe you because I know my dad was right.
The scenes that I don't show because yes, there are parts of my life that I like to keep private. So we're going to go through everything. A lot of you are maybe asking questions during that. I don't understand. I want to start with that because I think that you're going to understand it all a lot more as we go through everything tonight. So here we go. I'm going to start, by the way, when I say everything, not to get you guys scared, but these are all the court filings. And we've got exhibits and we got evidence. So
sorry. I was just going to get a drink and then that stopped. Okay. So I think the last thing she said here was to show us. Now, don't be scared, guys, but here's the documents, right?
here we go. I'm going to start, by the way, when I say everything, not to get you guys scared, but these are all the court filings. And we've got exhibits and we got evidence. So.
All right. Okay. So now I'm going to bring in from, again, this is from the channel. J is for justice. I'm just going to let her speak for herself. I'm going to let her speak for the information she's presenting because she does it well. That's what I'm trying to say.
We're in this. We see this.
Matthias continued her unusual and concerning conduct in 2 main episodes that occurred on July 23rd, 2025. On July 23rd, I attended a press conference along with H and S, which is Lindsay and Janice, I think. H and I were saving a seat for S when Matthias and Grayson entered the venue. Matthias tried multiple times to get H's attention to ask if she could sit in the seat we were saving. Now, who does that? Who sends a cease and desist and then wants to sit next to them? Get out of here. I saw H appear extremely uncomfortable as she tried to avoid contact with Matthias. eventually putting her hand up and turning away. At that point, I briefly spoke to Matthias and told her that I did not feel that it was appropriate for Matthias to speak or sit by H, given the cease and desist.
She was recording me, so I did what you did. I just like waved, and then she proved she was, but it was flipping me off as I waved. Like, I don't know why. Don't stare. Don't stare at me. I do. Remember what we decided. Thank you. Please do not give them air.
About today?
What?
About today? You sent her a cease and desist. You had the cops talk to Christina about stuff that you did. You shouldn't be waving at her. You shouldn't be coming, talking to her. You should be staying far away from her.
So the cops have nothing to do with what
I'm just saying, don't.
I was asking about a seat. I was asking about a seat. I walked away.
You said Lindsay. You said Lindsay. Lindsay. Is anyone sitting here? Don't talk to her.
Lindsay's in her 30s. She can talk to her. Lindsay's in her 30s.
Don't talk to her.
Lindsay can say
I'm not talking to you.
Lindsay doesn't want to talk to her. She sent her a cease and desist letter. Why would Lindsay talk to her?
The cease and desist is nothing to do with Christina, and the police calling Christina. I didn't request that.
I can't hear
Someone,
you.
Just stay away.
Someone that
Stay away. Just stop acting like nothing happened, that you haven't done anything. Leave
I haven't done anything, and I will stand by that forever. Yeah, it has nothing to do with you guys. It has nothing to do with
We are
this.
her friends, and we will back her up till the
A
day
cease
she
and
dies.
desist is a legal business. It has nothing to do with you guys.
Things that you did.
What did I do?
You accused her of things you did.
What did I do?
You sent her cease and desist, and then
What
you
did I
approached
do?
her. You approached her after you
A
sent
cease
her
and
a cease
desist?
Why would you want to approach her after you sent her a cease and desist?
I asked if I could
I know.
sit.
I told her there
I was
wasn't.
at a press conference.
So then she kept asking. I know.
You're at a press
What does that have to do with anything?
When there's not a lot of seats, you say,
There were lots of empty seats she could have sat at, but she chose to ask about sitting. She chose to specifically approach somebody by name that she sent a cease and desist to. It's just like,
great, guess what? You know what? I work with Lindsay, and she tried to get me sued. So guess what? I don't give a fuck.
I don't know you.
Well, you know me. You don't know me well.
I have your phone number because I wanted to get eyelash extensions, but we've never hung out.
No,
I don't know you.
never said we
So
hung
could you please get away from our table because you're making me uncomfortable. I don't know you. I don't know why you guys approached us. We asked about a seat at a press conference. I don't approach you guys when we're all hanging out together.
We don't all hang out together.
You guys, I know. So you're approaching me while I'm trying to have dinner. I approached you at a press conference about a seat. Could you please? She's bothering us. Could you tell her to leave us alone? I don't know her. I've never communicated with her.
All right, Hoochie, I don't know why that's not up yet,
Thank
but
you.
at least they got the back out.
At that point, Matthias and Grayson crossed to the other side of the venue and easily found a seat, which made it obvious there was no reason for Matthias to try to engage with H. Then, for no apparent reason, Matthias sent Grayson back across to our side of the venue. Grayson came and stood right next to me and my group, including H, who were seated. Later that night, I went with H, S, and others to H's favorite restaurant in Boise. Now, mind you, Christina was not even here. Christina was nowhere in Idaho for this. We dined for and they wanted her to wear a tether and go to jail. She wasn't even there. That is wild to me. Even Dr. John's declaration said he wanted criminal charges on Christina. Hey, law and crime.
The law and crime.
We dined for approximately 2 hours before leaving to go to dessert at a different restaurant across the street. How dare they want carrot cake? As our party was leaving, we learned that Grayson and Lauren had arrived at the restaurant and positioned themselves in the outside dining area near the exit.
Literally, where people get murdered. Like, you don't respond
Where are they?
They're literally across the street from us waiting on us to leave this restaurant. 3 of them left, and the only ones left are Lori, Janice, and Lindsay, which means the 3 of them are waiting to confront us.
So the 3 that have always confronted us.
They're all waiting. What's next? Do they physically assault me? Because I don't respond to them?
S exited the restaurant.
Now, wait, I just have to say that is really, this part when I heard Grayson say that and what she says a little later in this, it's really disturbing to me because, she just said, oops.
Which means the 3 of them are waiting to confront us.
So the 3 that have always confronted us.
They're all waiting. What's next? Do they physically assault me? Because I don't respond to them?
Okay. So, knowing that Lauren has some drama with these people and then them coming, then Lauren asking the person who she had just served a cease and desist to in a courtroom if she can sit next to her. And by the way, this is the Brian Koberger sentencing hearing. Those seats were going for, like a hot one per pop. I'm sure Lindsay was like, fuck no, man. I'm not going to give you this seat. I could sell this seat, But then for Grayson, and then they, were just talking in the restaurant. I think the women that were talking to them personally, they were very calm. They were physically very calm. Their hands were down. They weren't even like talking with their hands, like all excited, like some people do. They weren't even close to them, close in proximity to them physically. So now Grayson's like, what are they going to do next? Assault me physically? Because I won't respond to them? That is just a fucking irrational conclusion, Grayson. And I wonder where you get those irrational conclusions and, chains of logic from. This is not good. Grayson is 24 years old, obviously easily impressionable because of her age, and I think because of her personality composition. I mean, this is just craziness. Like, no, that's not even rational. Just stop.
S exited the restaurant before I did and texted us that Lauren and Grayson were outside. Even with this knowledge, there was no way for us to exit the restaurant without passing right by Lauren and Grayson.
I'm literally at dinner, enjoying a dinner, and they're coming up to me and making me feel unsafe when I'm not doing anything. And I'm telling them to leave me alone. Like I'm not even like doing anything. It would be one thing if I was going up to them. But guess what? I stay away always.
Okay, now what she's saying right here too is also something that she's either being groomed to say, told to say, trained to say, prompted to say, or she's just picking it up, vicariously, or being in proximity or being exposed to all of Lauren Matthias's antics. So wait, just listen to this again. This is not good. This is so freaking dysfunctional and not okay.
I'm literally at dinner, enjoying a dinner, and they're coming up to me and making me feel unsafe when I'm not doing anything. And I'm telling them to leave me alone.
They come up to me at a dinner when I'm enjoying dinner and making me feel unsafe. How are they making you feel unsafe? Okay, being annoyed by someone, not liking what someone is saying to you or about you, not liking that someone is so close to your bubble, but not, inside your bubble to the point where it's a crime or an ordinance or something like that, but being annoyed by another person's behavior or actions or speech is completely different than being justifiably scared for your safety. We have to define that, ladies. Lauren, Grayson, annoyance. Because you are annoyed, that does not mean you need to fear for your physical safety. And if you really are feeling that way every time you're annoyed, y'all need to get off YouTube. Grayson, you need to take a leave from your job as a producer. Find yourself a place to live that's not Lauren's house and get yourself straight, because that is really dysfunctional. I don't know. I'm not saying, let me do it, Dr. John. I'm not claiming to make a diagnosis here. But, that really is the kind of thinking that typically, historically, anecdotally borders on delusional. Truly, I'm not trying to be saying that in a funny way. This is approaching delusion thinking. This is not good. This is not okay. You cannot just continue like this. So hopefully this big Lauren Matthias Stalker scandal shit show and all the fallout from it will be enough to wake these people up so they'll start living better, so they can get the support they need to heal, because obviously they do need that. And this just needs to stop. Everybody fucking grow up.
I'm not even doing anything. It would be one thing if I was going up to them. But guess what? I stay away. All they do everywhere in public is film me.
No, I know. They film you everywhere. We just do our work.
So what? Because we didn't answer the filming, now they confront us? What's next? This is when people get murdered. We're in.
So now we were already approaching delusional thinking because somebody was talking to me, and their tone of voice and their body language and all the indicators of their inner temperament were calm. They were not in my bubble. Now I feel like I have to fear for my safety. Now then she takes it to the next level. What's next? Are they going to physically assault me? And now it's like, this is how people get murdered. What the fuck are you talking about? And I wonder if Grayson was like this before she started working with Lauren. I have to believe, and this is just my total speculation, bitches. Everybody calm down. I have to believe she was like this a little, because this is extreme. However, I think that her being around Lauren, who, by the way, is 21 years older than her, and by virtue of their age difference, 45 or 46 and 24, there's some kind, we know socially there's a responsibility you take when you spend that much time with a person who's that much younger than you. They're in a different phase of life. Lauren has not accepted that responsibility, clearly. Calista Cat says, I keep forgetting they have a child. Lauren seems to forget as well, except when she wants to use him as a pawn, a way to try to guilt everyone for her own craziness, in my opinion. Can't say I disagree with you, Calista. Queen Olive, Ruth Ann says, Lauren uses the words like uncomfortable, terrified, and more. I cannot stand, this is just a personal pet peeve. Does anyone know this? Uncomfortable. You're making me uncomfortable. And there's another time when she just says it so many times. I don't know if I'm going to play it or not. She's like, uncomfortable. It's just the way she pronounces it. Is like nails down a chalkboard soaked in kerosene and then lit with a grill lighter. I can't stand it. It's horrible. I'm uncomfortable. You're making me uncomfortable. Oh. I'm trying to just get back to Grayson's next elevation.
S exited the restaurant before I did and texted us that Lauren and Grayson were outside. Even with this knowledge, there was no way for us to exit the restaurant without passing right by Lauren and Grayson.
I'm literally at dinner, enjoying a dinner, and they're coming up to me and making me feel unsafe when I'm not doing anything. And I'm telling them to leave me alone. I'm not even doing anything. It would be one thing if I was going up to them. But guess what? I stay away. All they do everywhere in public is film me.
No, I know. They film you ever. We just do our work. We just do our
So
work.
what? Because we didn't answer the filming, now they confront us? What's next? This is when people get murdered. We're in this. We see this.
As we left, I again spoke briefly to Matthias and expressed my view that it was inappropriate for her to continue to try to contact or provoke an encounter with H, given the cease and desist. We then crossed the street for dessert as previously planned. At no point did we attempt to further engage with Matthias. Nevertheless, Matthias called the police and accused us of stalking her. I spoke to an officer, explained the situation, and the investigation is now closed. Christina was not with us during either of these incidents in Boise and was in fact out of the country. Christina did not suggest, ask, or otherwise prompt us to interact with Matthias.
Okay. All right. So this has Christina's out of the country while all this happens. Do you guys catch that? Oh my god. I'm sorry. Somebody just asked what prompted her to do all these like crazy lives. I haven't answered that question. We're gonna get there. Oh guys, like I said, all of the deception that has been presented to the world by her, all of the lies. There's no. I'm not even. Oh God, it's so frustrating to me because it's just. I've been really watching this way too much. This could be like, like Lauren Matthias, Stalker show scandal, the obsession right now. And also I've been talking to those other 4 or 5 other creators. How many are there? Let me look. 5 other creators. Normally I don't do that. I don't have like text chains with other creators, but everybody's just getting these little pieces of information. We're putting it all together. It's like, oh my God, this is so messed up. And that 9-hour live stream, that is going to age so poorly. And they will take it down someday, and it'll probably be soon. But it's too bad because myself, of course, but obviously so many other people have downloaded that, put it on a thumb drive, put it in a drawer, and that ain't ever going away, honey. Because there are just so many lies. Like the timing of and what prompted the whole rocking back and forth in bed under the covers with my pearls and sunglasses on my head situation. I don't know if I'm going to get to that today, but that was not when or what or why it was presented to be in the 9-hour live stream. And there is evidence of that for sure. But that's kind of be the culmination point, because then it really starts to expose that, the basis of that whole video is a lie. Somebody else asked a good question. I should be sorry these. I'm sorry. I'm going to start doing that. So why is Grayson recording herself here having a breakdown, right? So the purpose was supposed to be, if we went back to the beginning, recording that these people are outside of the restaurant, right? But then Lauren even says, she puts down her phone and she's going to catch all this. And, as Grayson is having a breakdown, you hear Lauren saying things like, yeah. Say it louder. Yeah, we were just here working. We were just minding our own business. Like always, it's just, oh, come on. Hot Ham Radio says, I've seen a lot of creators do this to their employees lately, drawing them into their personal beefs and then causing emotional distress. And they just say, oh, just take some time off. Yeah, definitely. And, with YouTube, when people are creators and they're, they need people to help them out. And like, I get it. You're not going to actually have like a W-4 employee. You're not a corporation. You can't support that. Like if you do some research for me or edit my videos, I'm sorry, I can't provide you health insurance, like that's just the way of the world. So it's like, it can also, that kind of loosey-goosey nature of that relationship that is not formal. It's not a technical employer-employee relationship, lends way to that relationship being abused because there's no protection around it because it's so loosely defined, right? And that's very much what we're seeing here, Hot Ram Radio. And yes, that does happen a lot, doesn't it? It's weird. Well, it's human, but it's sad. It's gross to see. Oh gosh. Right. SueTube says, who's supposed to be getting stalked here? Grayson or Lauren? Doesn't help with John saying either they're going to end up with someone locked up or dead. That was so irresponsible of John to say. To say that any of this that we see, anything that we've seen, and oh my God, there are thousands of people digging deeply, like all day long, with crews, working overtime, 15-minute power nap so I can wake up and find out more details about what really happened. If there was there's nothing in any of those layers of deep diving to show that using the reasonable person standard, Lauren should be afraid for her safety. Simply not there. So for then to go to the next level, for Lauren to say, for Grayson to say, now I need to fear for my physical safety. I don't feel safe. What if they physically assault me? This could be murder. Okay, guys. Whoa. That is the delusional thinking. That is the, honey, you need to back up, take care of yourself, take some time off, get a good psychiatrist, go get a padded room and some sticky slippers or whatever, but just go away. Go. We don't want to see you. You got some business to do, and it has to do with you and you alone. But then for John, the PhD in psychology, to say that this is going to either end up with someone getting locked up or dead, that is so grossly irresponsible. And you know what? It made me really fucking sad because I used to have a lot of respect for Dr. John. When I listened to his analysis, being in obviously not as educated as him, but being in a similar field of work, I thought that his analyses were good, that they were tight, I didn't always agree with them. But he did his research, he did his homework. He presented himself well. I just respected that and appreciated it. I thought he was a class act in that regard. Right. But I know this has nullified everything. It has to. For him to say this is either going to end with somebody locked up or dead is so egregiously, grossly irresponsible. I can never take that man seriously again. And that's a shame. Sucks for you, Dr. John. You did it to yourself. I'm sorry. Wow. New chat. Wow. These comments are great. I wish I could read them all. Oh yeah. Welcome to everybody coming in. Please do hit the like, do the YouTube thing. I always feel silly asking people to do that, but it helps. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Queen Olive asks, it has been said this past week that Grayson lives with Lauren and John. She does. And that is indicated in Hidden True Crime's own videos. Do you want to see that now, or do you want me to go into reading? Because I have that queued up too. I thought people were going to question that in like kind of a hostile way, because people have been. Or do you want me to go through the police record documents? I need to listen to Mormon stories. I've been listening to the saga for days. Oh, there's some good stuff in there too. I think I explained that. Oh, yeah, I don't know if you were here, but they initially supposedly they were just recording that those women were outside. But then they saw that they were coming in, and so Lauren even says she wanted to record so she could, have evidence of what they were going to do, the horrible things they were going to do to them. God. Begonia Noni Bug, I agree. Exactly. I think some of it was boredom. She needed a little more attention. It backfired big time. Yeah. And I think, Lauren got used to, having the acclaim and the popularity and the growth in her channel and the money coming in, at almost $2.5 million a year, of like the volume, the frequency, the amount, when she was covering the Lori Daybell Vallow case, because, she was really on that at the very beginning. She covered everything. She worked really hard at it. She was really committed. She didn't miss a damn thing. And like, that's how it's going to be. But everybody who has any kind of content on like YouTube knows, especially with true crime, there's peaks and valleys, there's ups and downs, there's ebbs and flows. Sometimes you get tons of views and your stuff is really popular. Other times it's not. And you're like, why the fuck am I even doing this? And then you won't even know it. And the next day, all of a sudden you hit a topic and it goes back up. And it's just how it is. Everyone says it. Same thing. It's just how it goes. But, like I said, I think that she's just not content with her level of success, although it is extraordinary in what she does. She just wants more. She wants to alter herself. She wants it when she wants it. She doesn't want anyone to stand in her way. And how dare we even ask why? The way she's demanding everything and that everyone get out of the fucking way and let me have whatever I want is inappropriate and repulsive. What? You can't see that? Wow. Whoa. Damn. Grayson should call HR. Oh wait, there's no HR. Exactly. Right. Oh my God. Right. Anaphylaxis. Hey, Anaphylaxis, one of our wonderful moderators. When one of my friends is talking about a problem and crying, I don't video her. What exactly? I would never. God. All right. This is just such a it's like a codependent, maladaptive, de-evolving relationship between these two for sure. All right, it'll be really quick before we go into the police statements. Oh wait, maybe I don't have it queued up. Okay. So there is I think I can find it super quick. Let's see. Give me just one moment. Oh, you know what? Brief intermission. Let me just find it.
Here we go once again. Foreign memories, lightning man. Don't you worry, it's gonna be alright. 'Cause I'm the judge and jury, and we'll be up all night. You better check for pose. You better check for pose. You better check for
JR dead on that.
all the best things love can bring. All in the blind spot that we don't see. Wipe the dirt.
It was earlier tonight. I don't.
It's her Tuesday, that was her 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
You will hurt the ones that love you, and they will hurt you right back. Sing along, sing along. Our love is a heart attack. You better check the pulse. You better check for pulse.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Here we go. Oh, good face. Good face. So, you know what? I thought that I had that already clipped down, but I don't think that I do. I'm just going to paraphrase it for you. I'm going to put it in a short tomorrow. Okay. So, when there is oh God, this is such an important episode though. All right. There is a post crime con, like a crime con wrap up show that Grayson and Lauren do that's on Patreon. And you know, they're just talking. Oh God, there's so many critical things in there. You know what? Hold it. I can do this for you. You're just not going to have hold it. I got this. If there's a will, there's a way, and there's definitely a will. All right. Let's see. Which one is that? Too much content on my desktop. Okay. All right. Now, this is from the channel Nonsense. This person is a former Mormon. I'm going to have to get my bearings here. Just give me a sec. Well, let's just start playing from the beginning. We'll see where
we're at. I won't use that one.
Oops. Hold it, girl. Wait, hold it.
How started? Oh, gosh.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Body cam footages from CrimeCon weekend.
Stuck in a certain place. Hey, Becky. And so we didn't do a booth. And
okay, now listen. She didn't do the video with the audio here because she didn't want to get struck by Lauren. But the video is really good because the way that Grayson and Lauren interact is just like, yeah.
Then, but we were asked actually by people to be there. So we attended, as well as the victims. We were invited to we were also invited to the Clue Awards dinner where we were honored to sit.
She sent me one though.
You know what? Oh wait, no. Oh wait, hold it. Okay, hold it. This is actually part I want you to see. Okay. All right.
There you go. Okay. Oh, interesting. Elizabeth says, yeah, it was not what I was expecting you to say.
Yeah, she had a biopsy.
It was a fabulous interview. Thank you.
But yeah, so Derek Gordon, it's a case that we're both really passionate about. We're working on it. We hope to do it soon.
I'm going to take this off for a second because this is weird. I just want you to see her body language. And since I'm taking it down, you guys can see this.
This link.
Sorry for anybody that's delayed and you're going to have it removed on you. If somebody would type in the comments to anybody that's watching on delay, she will be removing this. Just so you know if it goes down.
Delving into darkness.
I guess I could type it. Hold on.
There you go. Okay.
I can do it.
Oh, interesting. Elizabeth says, yeah, it was not what I was expecting you to say. It was a fabulous interview. Thank you.
But yeah, so Derek Gordon, it's a case that we're both really passionate about. We're working on it. We hope to do it soon.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm looking for my deeper objective.
Right.
As to why. I mean, it's shocking, and I think it's shocking, and I think it's really, thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate that. It was very honest. Maybe that's why I haven't shared it everywhere, the link, because it was kind of a very honest interview to the point where I got a little stressed about it. So thank you. And I really care about this Bonnie Cordon case. It's the Derek Cordon case. I have a lot of questions about it. I think that I'm looking for my deeper objective.
Yeah.
As to why we cover it and why it's important. And I think I just really want to hone in on that. And so we have an episode written, but yeah. And Radio Free Mormon and Mormon Discussions has covered it. So they did an excellent.
I don't want in doing that. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you. I just don't going on a crime.
Sorry, hold it. You have to see their body language. I'm going to bring in the stream from Jay for Justice. Unfortunately, I tried to grab it from their Patreon, but they'd already taken this down. Give me a sec here. Now, the problem is, Jane, it's for Justice, covered this during a live stream, and she gives a fuckload of commentary during it. So it ends up being like 4.5 hours long. So it makes it hard for me to find what I need to find for you guys. But I know where a couple spots are, and you just need to see their body language. It's crazy. Give me just a moment because I gotta stop that, share that, stop, share, stop. All right. So this is Jay. It's for Justice. The video is Lauren Matthias, the CrimeCon after show live stream. There are so many important things about this, okay? Because remember, it was right before CrimeCon when Lauren served Christina with the temporary order of protection because she was scared for her safety and her life. Okay. So this is like a few days later. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna go to the oh god, I hope I can find one too. All right. Okay. Luckily she has captions on so I can sort of read them and figure out where they are in the video. Oh, wait, hold it. I think where they hold it.
Just so nice. And everybody else is. If so.
Here, let's see. I knew there's an important part where the marshmallow came up, but
like, you know that.
All right, hold it.
Both of us, because we can't do a mic check.
Oh God, they just
have the hardest transitions I've ever seen. Oh Lord, what?
Okay.
You had to get up. I gotta let
Bear
Grayson
with
in
me.
the
Bear
room.
with me.
Baby.
Okay.
See that edit, Grayson?
Yeah, and this was obviously edited. As she
was not
pointed
able
out.
to go last year. I had to give up my ticket last year. I had to give it to some.
Okay. Now this is interesting because when she's talking about this, you guys might know this. She had to give up her ticket last year because she wanted to stay around to see douchebag Chad Daybell get sentenced. She had a ticket to CrimeCon and she gave it to, you know who? Do you know who? Christina. And there's a video of them talking about it.
Fighter Award, which was
Really
to me the
special.
most touching. You were there too.
Touching. Let's give the family of 2 murdered girls Crime Fighter Awards. Fucking weird. Y'all are weird. CrimeCon's weird. Yuck.
That was really touching. Susan Hendricks played a big part in CrimeCon. Our friend. We're going to be doing our own CrimeCon recap, or I will be doing my own CrimeCon recap with her. And
you're so fucking special.
So there you go. What do you want to talk about? What CrimeCon was really, it was really special to me. I was not able to go last year. I had to give up my ticket last year. I had to give it to somebody because I wasn't going to miss the verdict.
Somebody. You gave it to Christina, you hoe. I had to give it to somebody because I wasn't going to miss that trial. Oh my God. There's only one of me. I'm so fucking important.
Last year, I had to give up my ticket last year. I had to give it to somebody because I wasn't going to miss the verdict for the Chad Daybell trial. And this time we did miss the Donna Adelson verdict, but I wasn't there. I heard that Surviving the Survivor stayed.
Yeah.
They stayed.
That's awesome.
That was awesome. And so they were not
They got
there.
a juror interview.
They have covered that case incredibly.
Yeah.
We finished the Donna verdict a day or two late because we were busy.
From the hotel
we
room.
kept pushing it. We were like, we're going to do it in the morning. And then we're like,
I got hold of
Move.
She's like, you're live.
Okay. Oh, wait, right here.
Where'd you go? You were like, peace out. You were so supposed to be a part of it, but someone forgot to tell him. Josh was part
of God.
Court documents.
Oh, yeah.
But to be fair, he
Oh.
I'm doing a terrible job of finding them.
I'm saying that too much. I appreciate you.
Foundation dinner.
There was 71 people watching.
Okay, I give up. I'm going to make it short about this tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to read the documents. I'm sorry I subjected you to that nothingness, but you got to hear a little bit of Jay for Justice. Calling her a hoe. Funny. All right. Okay. So now, remember in Lauren's, in the beginning of her live stream when she declares to everybody that she's so honest.
Because I think that you're going to understand it all a lot more as we go through everything tonight. So here we go.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even, geez. I'm getting tired, guys. All right. Anyway, who cares what she said? Barry heard it. Okay. So now we're going to read the Henderson police report. This is where the hearing, the hearing on September 22nd for the Lauren Matthias Stalker scandal shit show where she was seeking a term or permanent order of protection, that her temporary order of protection be turned into a term or permanent order of protection. And there actually were witnesses there. They did speak. They did proffer. Christina was there with her attorney. Lauren was there with her attorney. He was rescheduled to pick back up on October 16th, and that is really critical. But these are the police records that Lauren Matthias needed to get when she made the complaint in order to go in front of a judge and get a temporary order of protection. Got it? Okay. Oh boy, here we go. This is crazy. All right. A little bigger. All right. Let me see if this is in chronological or reverse. Okay. All right. I'm not sure if I'm going to read this first. Sorry, I'm just reading this to places. All right. All right. So, wait a minute. Okay. Hold it. Oh, God, did I open the wrong thing? Oh, my God. Hold it. Thank you for bearing with me, my friend. Henderson, please report. Oh, that's labeled wrong. I think our source labeled that wrong. Let me see if that's the same thing. Oh, it is. Crap. All right. Oh, this might be it. Should go back and relabel some of these. Okay, no, that's the initial report. Yeah, I'm going to go back after this and label these a little differently. So if you guys want to check this stuff out, it'll tell you exactly what they are. Their objection report, certificate objection, bitch Lauren, coffee, you crack me up. Oh my God. Request to submit decision, temporary order. Let me see if it's a ex parte here. It might be. Okay. Urgent response. Petitioner's address. Okay, I'm pretty sure it is. Let me just make sure it's the right one. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to have to go through these and find exactly what it is I want to read to you because I'm just too tired to even make sense of this right now. I'm looking for the police. Oh, thank you, Coffee. I'm looking for the police report where the police give their narrative. Like the complainant, Lauren, said this and I observed this. However, she said this. I didn't observe that, but that's what she says, essentially. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Christina's TikTok is called Objection, Your Honor. And I have a video on my YouTube that has every single TikTok that Christina posted on. It's the entire channel, basically in a YouTube video. And I did request her permission. But it's called Objection, Your Honor. That's the name of her TikTok. And Hody. Oh, this video that's playing, let's see. The video that's playing in the background here when I'm doing this little introduction of Lauren right here and Christina. Can you see this? Yeah, this is the video when they were outside the trial of Jesus, Alec Baldwin. And Christina comes up and she's talking about, the crime con that Lauren gave Christina her crime con ticket, and it's like really super awkward. That played on Duty Ron, and it's floating around some other places too. All of the TikToks that this person, Christina, has made about Lauren Matthias, and the purpose of it is for you to just view all of this content that is at the center of this so-called scandal, so you can determine what you think for yourself about some of the very important issues that surface in this scenario.
You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze every word that comes out is a lie. Make you look like you're so ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Got a whole lot of love.
Myself. Hi, a lot of you may know me from my art account at Christina, and a lot of you may not, so I figured I'd do a little introduction on this separate account. As most people close to me know, I'm not someone who needs to be heard just to defend myself. I don't need to set the record straight to feel okay. I know who I am. So you may be wondering, why are you speaking out now? For the people who don't and the people who can't. Because I've watched this pattern play out too many times at the hands of the same person. And at 45 years old, she's still getting away with it because people are told to keep the peace. And though I'm the only one in my mid-30s, subtle dig intended because I know she cares about age, it's that keeping all this silence has only kept the peace for the person who has done the harm. I'm not here to burn down anything. I'm here to put light on what's been happening in the dark for way too long. Silence isn't peace. It's protection for the wrong people. If my voice shakes something loose, good. Maybe it's time. Hashtag truth over comfort. Hashtag patterns and consequences. Hashtag not staying quiet. Hashtag accountability matters. Hashtag grown women shadow games. Hashtag new era. Hashtag heard. I will be creating more content on this situation because I think there are some very important lessons to be learned when we observe the interactions by both parties. In fact, if you are watching this on Tuesday, October 28th, I'm going to be doing a live stream. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. All right. So now we're going to bring in a bit from the courtroom audio from the September 22nd hearing that was the beginning of the filing from Lauren Matthias to turn the temporary order of protection into a permanent or term order of protection. And again, both parties were there with their attorneys. There were witnesses there. One of the parties was ready to go. The other party, and that was Christina's. And then Lauren's party was kind of like, he was putting on the brakes, just doing like the lawyer thing, slowing everything down. It was a little bit of gamesmanship. I don't think the judge liked it at all. The judge didn't like a lot in that moment. And I'm going to hop way ahead. And this is on my YouTube channel. It's also on my Patreon. Bup, 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 bup. But I just want you to hear some of the judge's words. Let's see. Should start right, or let's see. Like if the producer, if you're, I'm reading the transcript. Okay. Okay. Any further clarification? Okay. Here we go. All right. This should be fine.
So I'll withhold admitting them. Are those that, you guys can sit down, are those the two witnesses we need today?
Yes, Your Honor. Just revisiting that issue, though, I mean, the issue that I'm having is I'd like to make a motion to dismiss the temporary restraining order today. Again, almost a month is a long time for a temporary order to last, and I think that particularly Defendants 12, the Boise Police Report, is really central to the way that Ms. Matthias obtained the temporary order in the first place. She represents...
Well, that's going to be hearsay. I mean, let's talk about that. That's one of the things. That police report's hearsay, and her testimony doesn't get you past hearsay.
Well, so her testimony can lay, and if you like, I can absolutely lay foundation for how she received it. It's a business record. The police have kept it in the ordinary course of business.
You don't have an officer here.
This is a civil proceeding. That's right, but she can testify that she received it directly from the police along with the other videos and things that the petitioner submitted. And with that, it's kept in the ordinary course of business. It is a police report, but
she couldn't lay foundation. And you want to look at it, she can't lay foundation that it was kept in the regular course of business. She's not the records keeper for the police department. I mean, and really, let's go to your primary point. I don't want to get caught up on that. Your primary point is that you've got some issues with the temporary stalking injunction being extended during this time period. And from your arguments previously, it seems like your client's primary concern is that this impacts her ability to make a living.
Yes.
And her free speech rights.
Yes, Your Honor.
Talk to me about the free speech rights.
And the judge, is talking to the attorney for Christina, the alleged stalker. So he's saying that Christina's worried about her ability to do work, and also there's issues of her free speech. Now, what the judge is about to say here is really important. Listen carefully. I mean, over the next few minutes.
How does this impact her free speech rights?
Yeah, so with that, Your Honor...
And I read your case law. I want to know factually what in the stalking injunction prevents her from saying what she'd say. Go ahead.
Sure, Your Honor. Well, so, and we don't believe that it does, but petitioner has alleged that by posting videos, again, without using the petitioner's name or her likeness, that she has violated the temporary order. Now, the amended temporary restraining order does say to keep off online. The respondent understood that to be, do not contact her on TikTok, do not contact her on Instagram or on any other platform. The allegation is simply by referring, referencing, making a post that's related to the petitioner online, that she's somehow violated the temporary order. There's 3 videos that they claim have already violated it. That's 3 of the 6 alleged violations that they're prepared to talk about today. And so there's got to be some clarity there. That just doesn't jive with Towner or with Fischler. Certainly the First Amendment allows talking to third parties or the public about somebody. That's Towner v. Ridgway. That's been the law for a long time. Fischler reiterates it. It's just plain letter law in Utah. She hasn't communicated through these posts to or specifically directed at the petitioner. And for that reason, I mean, she's basically gagged online at this point, according to petitioner. Now, we're hoping that the court determines and agrees with us that you can't interpret the amended temporary order that way, but certainly they've alleged that on the language on its face that she's not allowed to go online and to post anything related to the petitioner. And obviously that's got First Amendment issues, and practically it's unfeasible. Everybody goes online and everybody can comment with their friends. Instagram, TikTok, those are ways that we communicate these days, and certainly Ms. McCoy is entitled to communicate to her friends and followers via these online platforms. And it's simply unfair to go another 3 weeks just allowing petitioner to collect videos that have been posted that are First Amendment protected and bring them and use them as a cudgel when we get finally to court for the full hearing, which we thought was going to happen today.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead and respond.
I have to object to the characterizations he's made on behalf of myself or my client and our positions. The evidence, like we're getting lost in weeds. The motion he made was based on the declaration, the testimony heard in the declarations, that the court should suspend the temporary order. But there is no evidence to suggest that. Like, that's not the question. The question, Your Honor, is whether or not my client has the burden to prove that it should continue. There's been no motion to set it aside at this point. So that's improper. It's not properly before the court. The rest is just argument and representations.
Why would he file a motion to set it aside? He thought he had a hearing today to deal with it in full.
Well, I'm just saying procedurally, there are procedural ways to do that. Those haven't been met. Satisfy the other arguments about what's been said online or what they're about have yet to be proven and shown. Virtually all of what he said is not based on evidence that is before the court today. So the court can't make that ruling today.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and with that, Your Honor, this is a motion that we're making it. We learned minutes ago that this is going to be extended for another 3 weeks, and this severely impacts respondents' civil rights. I mean, this is what we have. I mean, at a minimum, we need a clarification for the amended temporary order that that makes clear that she's entitled to go online and talk about whatever she chooses to talk about online, and that certainly can't be a gag order that it has extended, that we're going to be on for a motion for sanctions about, and that's going to go for another 3 weeks now.
Your Honor, I would object to the characterization of the language of the civil stalking injunction itself. It's not what he represents it to be.
Well, I'm reading it, so I can, and it's my order, so I'll make the interpretation of it.
Sure.
Okay. I do have, I'm not sure how this was interpreted, but let's go back to the purpose of an ex parte temporary order. That is to stop any harm.
Okay, super important right here. This is the judge speaking.
Specifically, we're looking at ongoing threats or physical harm that could happen. It's made without all the information. It's made simply, basically from one side, providing the information. As the ex parte order right now, it prohibits personal contact and prohibits threatening, annoying, stalking, harassing. That will remain in place as is. As to the no contact order, that will remain in place. Specifically as to the text, mail, email, or any other communication directly or indirectly. In other words, I don't want them talking to each other. Now, it does identify other people and family members for sure. So Mr. Matthias is sure going to be covered by that. As to Grace and Yor, is there any reason that your client would need to contact Mr. Yor?
Miss Yor, but no.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Yor, thank you. Okay, then Miss Yor's included on this. Son is covered by this. So that will remain in place as well. As far as the stay away order portion of it, stay away from her home, that will remain in place as well. Is there any reason why she would need to go to near a job site or a school of Ms. Matthias?
Well, no, but just to clarify, I mean, there's public places where they both
I'm
make.
going to deal with that.
Okay, so no, not in Henderson, Nevada.
Okay. And then I think this is the provision that may be misinterpreted here, that she's prohibited from online forums and social media accounts. But that was in kind of a, in parentheses, TikTok, but then it says down there the 2025 CrimeCon Expo that was in Denver, Colorado, September 5th through 7th, When I was reviewing this, that was what I was looking at, was that crime con. I had no way intended that the respondent was to be kept off of social media sites. I do think that's freedom of speech issues, and I don't think that this order was intended to cover that. So she can get on those now. I guess she runs the risk if she's on those and those are interpreted as annoying or harassing, although I will say that's a fairly high bar in the sense of just because somebody says something you don't like, that's not going to be a violation of a stalking injunction.
Now, really, I feel like what you just said right there is all that needs to be said. Just because somebody says something you don't like, that is not violation of a stalking temporary order. And it certainly is not going to read, it's not going to constitute the temporary order being converted into a permanent order of protection.
And there would have to be directed comments that were clearly meant for a specific purpose. Yeah, there was, in obtaining the order, petitioner made some allegations that she had strong belief that she was in immediate danger in relation, again, to the crime con that was in Denver, Colorado. Now, as to the work environment, it does sound like the parties may attend similar court hearings. I'm assuming court hearings. Is there any other public buildings where they need to be in the same spot?
Well, the accompanying press conferences and other kind of public places is what we're talking about.
Okay. As to those, I do think that this order is not intended to stop Ms. from working.
So I would object to that characterization, Your Honor. Ms. Sorry, the respondent doesn't work at courthouses. She's not a criminal investigator. My client is. Okay. So the representation that they need to appear in public, they may appear in public places.
Excuse me. Mr. Attorney, your client is not a criminal investigator. What the fuck? Who gave her that title? Did she tell you to say that?
Based on her employment, is not accurate. She has no employment in this field.
I think it's not disputed that they're public places. It may be in dispute whether they consider her to be a professional in this field. We certainly do call that a disputed issue, but it's not disputed that they're public places.
What does she do?
She takes photos.
She's a photographer.
Yeah.
She's not a photographer for the court. Sorry.
Well, that's true. She's a freelance photographer, and she also is, like everybody, trying to make her way in this true crime industry.
I freelance for you.
Okay, that's right. She does freelance work for some national news outlets you would have heard about.
Okay. Yeah, let me address the public place argument first. That doesn't fly because stalking injunctions often cover public places. However, it does sound like she has a right to be there and she's got a purpose for being there. And if that's the case, if she's there with a purpose, then she can be there. The order is that they will keep that she will keep her distance because Ms. Matthias, she's not a respondent. There isn't a counter one. So Ms. is required to keep her distance from the petitioner. Now, it's hard to say exactly how far that is because it may be different if we've got a media scrum or something and we've been taking photos, then it may be closer. But she certainly cannot be right next to her. She certainly can't be making faces to her. She can't be making gestures. She can't be making comments. None of that can occur. If they're in a courtroom, like a courtroom here today, I'd expect that they would be on opposite sides of the courtroom. So I expect to receive a modified temporary civil stalking injunction with those changes incorporated.
Your Honor, if I may, I'm sorry. There is actually one more place where the online stuff and the social media, way down at the bottom with other relief sought, is actually where I was quoting from earlier, where it says that she's not allowed to post relating to or referencing petitioner. And that's, I think, one of the things that we need to clarify.
I think that respondent shall cease and desist any and all online activity and communications relating to or referring to the petitioner, her immediate family and extended family members.
Is that portion subject to the court's clarification on the other bit that you just made?
Yeah, now I think I was clear before that I expect her not to post anything necessarily that she's running a risk. If she posts something negative about her, that's something she can, I guess, theoretically do. But she needs to be careful in walking that line.
Is there any clarification you could give us on what might be qualified as negative?
Well, if she's threatening her, again, we have to go back to the purpose of a stalking injunction. If she's threatening her, if there's a harassment that would cause emotional harm. I mean, all of us run the risk that somebody's going to say something bad about us. Whether that turns into harassment I think that's a high bar.
Is there any evidence?
Let me be clear on this, Mr. Dale. This civil stalking injunction was in no way meant to silence what Ms. is doing. And I want to be very clear on that. And any permanent stalking injunction will not be for that purpose. That is not what a stalking injunction is for.
I guess I'm looking.
Okay. This is the really critical part. Let me just go back about 45 seconds, and this judge just lays it down. To me, let me know what you think. I think he sounds annoyed that now that he's finding out what's really going on, that he even ordered a temporary stalking injunction, protection order, whatever they're calling it. So just listen up here. Tell me what you think about the judge's tone, and then listen to what a freaking idiot her attorney is, making this absurd, dumb case and arguments with the judge. He sounds self-righteous himself, but the point is, he has no case.
I expect her not to post anything necessarily going to say something bad about us. Whether
that is negative.
Well, if she's threatening her, again, we have to go back to the purpose of a stalking injunction. If she's threatening her, if there's a harassment that would cause emotional harm. I mean, all of us run the risk that somebody's going to say something bad about us. Whether that turns into harassment I think that's a high bar.
Is there any evidence?
Let me be clear on this, Mr. Dale. This civil stalking injunction was in no way meant to silence what Ms. is doing. And I want to be very clear on that. And any permanent stalking injunction will not be for that purpose. That is not what a stalking injunction is for.
I guess I'm looking for clarity on what it is the court is basing its ruling on when it says what she does or what she's doing. And
what do you mean?
So the respondent isn't a true crime investigator. She's a photographer. She has an art channel on Instagram. She has separate media accounts, social media accounts that discuss solely the flaws of my client, to air them, to cause her harassment.
Well, Mr. Lauren Matthias' attorney, I'm sorry, your client is just fucking annoying. So people are talking about it. What can you do? Tell her to stop being annoying and we'll all be good.
I guess I'm not sure that, but we haven't had a chance to provide all that evidence yet. So we'll do that at the next hearing. My concern, though, is that based on just the testimony today, that has not been challenged or refuted. And so there is still an outstanding concern that the activity we've alleged that is happening online and in person and to other contacts has not been refuted properly and is not.
Yeah, and I'm not making a final ruling. I'm making a temporary order.
So if the order is to remove this online protection from specific directed, harassment, embarrassing things that would cause my client emotional distress, I guess that's what I'm looking for clarification on. Is the court withdrawing that based on?
You know what, Mr. Attorney? A fucking butterfly landing on a flower is going to cause your client emotional distress based on everything we've seen and heard from her recently. So I think you need to tell her that this needs to be taken up at a different venue, like in a therapist's office or an emergency psychological response clinic if necessary, depending on the time of day and day of week, and get it out of the courts because this judge right now can't stand either of you. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, and I want to read this comment from an actual lawyer. Well, I'm assuming. I don't know you personally, but based on your comments and your wait, yeah, I believe you. So Maya Rodriguez Thornton Esquire says John and Lauren greatly misrepresented to their followers that the judge changed the temporary order. That's right, they did. It's clear from this audio that the judge did no such thing. He clarified the order and said everything we just heard. Yep. Lies, lies, lies.
Something I saw today, because there isn't anything we've seen today that would.
Well, I think what the court is looking at is we're trying to get more clarity than a one-sided order that was initially signed. That was based on one-sided information.
Sure, and we don't mean to interfere with her public or First Amendment rights, but to the extent she has made specific channels titled "Objection, Your Honor" that are about my client, we would ask that protections or restrictions on those accounts be held in place until we can have
seems to be directly a freedom of speech issue.
They're directed at my client.
Right, which is a freedom of speech issue. You can say things about people. We may not like them, but we can say things.
Yes, and these very simple things, these non-legalese statements that the judge is making is really what's the heart of it. Yeah, people can say things about people. We might not like them, but it doesn't mean they can't say them. You hear that, Lauren?
What she's prohibited from doing, let me be clear because you're asking for clarity. She cannot threaten. She can't threaten her physically or her family. She cannot defame her. If there's a defamation, then that's something that's illegal and would fit under a stalking injunction. I think that's what we're looking at is that she can't do.
I can represent to you that there are many, many videos that defame my client.
Okay.
So I would ask that temporary protection be in place until such time as we can review, the court can review the defamation nature.
Well, I think
actually, I would say the only video that could possibly be defaming, and I'm using defaming in more layman's terms than the legal definition because I don't even know how it's legally defined in Nevada because I have not looked that up. Would be the TikTok that Christina made about John, where she mistakenly thought that he did not really have a PhD in psychology. So she said she has a PhD in philosophy, but that's not true. All PhDs are doctorates of philosophy, right? I think Dr. John explained this. I think he did. But anyway, regardless or not, that's how it is. And it's in psychology. And then she called his place of employment and said that, he's not an adjunct professor, but apparently he really is. And I do believe that because I know how adjunct professorships work. I was an adjunct professor at Temple University in Philadelphia for years. I actually did get paid. I guess his is voluntary. But anyway, I know that there's different ways it can be approached because even within Temple University, adjunct professors had very different agreements established with the university, between the university themselves, or whatever it is they were doing. And it was a different number of responsibilities. Anyway, so that was just wrong, and then the whole thing about her brother and the sperm. And I don't know. I don't know if any of that was true. I mean, I didn't like that video. I felt like, oh, you went a little too far. That was kind of weird and nasty, but that's just my opinion. So anyway.
Do is I'm amending it saying that she won't threaten. We're going to be very clear online. She won't threaten. She won't defame. Okay.
Thank you. Whether online or other.
Well, she's not talking to her in person. I expect zero communication.
Yeah.
As far as she can't talk to her, she can't email her, she can't text her. Mr. Donkelberger, I want to be clear. She can't do that through a third party. She can't send a message through a third party. There is to be no communication there. The other parts of the civil stalking injunction remain intact as well. I don't want her near her house.
Does the 500 feet specifically remain?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, as to her house. Now, like I said, the only exception to the 500 feet is if they're in a public space that they cannot be 500 feet apart. And then I expect them to be as far apart as reasonably possible. That's language I want in there, Mr. Dunkelberger.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm so sorry. I know this is petty, but I just love that Lauren's attorney's name is Mr. Dunkelberger. It's awesome. Mr. Dunkelberger. It's just awesome.
But otherwise, that is 500 feet. So Mr. Dunkelberger, if they're in a mall, your client needs to move away 500 feet. If they're in a restaurant and if your client comes in second, then your client needs to not go in and needs to leave.
What if it's the other way around? What if she was there first?
Well, and why would your client go in if she's worried?
Maybe
she's worried about her health if she knows her there.
That's the key.
Right. So he's like, well, what if she's there first and my client wants to go in? Well, judge is like, why would your client go in if she's worried about her safety, you freak?
If she didn't know she was there, but the respondent says, well, I was here first, what should my client expect to do in that circumstance?
Well, I would expect if your client is worried about her safety, when the reason we got a stalking injunction, and she goes in there, she would leave. Now, if by chance we've got Miss McCoy is in there, I'm assuming your client's not going to go over and approach her. I'm assuming Miss McCoy is not going to approach her and that she will leave, provided she's finished her meal. But I expect that there would be no communication, there would be no, again, facial gestures, anything of that. They'd finish their meal, they'd go on their way. We got to be careful how we're using the tools of the law in this courtroom. And I expect the parties to use common sense. Okay, Mr. Dale, anything I missed on you that you want else addressed?
Let me review the language, Your Honor. Oh, these clarifications you're making, I assume they apply also to the other protected individuals, her husband, her son, coworkers, etc.
Went through that, yep.
Okay, I think we did. Professional associates, other known professional associates of my client. Can we retain that language?
They're not covered under this list. So no, so you can have contact with them. What I did prohibit is third-party communications. You can't send a message through one of them.
Understood. With respect to,
go ahead.
Sorry.
Finish up.
With respect to the online posts, I think that's the biggest concern for my client.
Hold up, wait a minute, right there. So this is, I think, one of the most important things that is said in this hearing. You want to hear it again? Just a few simple words.
With respect to the online posts, I think that's the biggest concern for my client.
Okay. In respect to the online posts, I think that's the biggest concern for my client. What? The biggest concern for your client is the online, not real physical world posts? Then why the fuck did she seek an order of protection? And also, that statement right there, what about the online posts? That's the biggest concern of all for my client, tells us that her biggest concern is the possible fallout to her own reputation that will be caused by a former friend of hers telling the truth about things that she doesn't want people to know about. Well, honey, if you don't want someone to know you did something, you shouldn't do it. It doesn't mean that you did it and somebody's going to tell the truth about it. You can intimidate them, get legal orders against them, get them kicked out of fucking CrimeCon because you don't like it. Maybe what you need to do is take a look at yourself and stop saying and doing things you don't want other people to know about. And that statement from her attorney right there was very revealing. He said, the online posts are her biggest concern. She's not fucking afraid for her safety. He said it right there.
In addition to defaming statements, is there any other clarification the court can give on what would constitute a defamatory statement? So that there's no argument. So there's no like.
What's legally defined as defamation? It's got to fit the legal definition.
Okay. What about harassment?
I don't know what that's going to qualify as, and I can't get into everything. I would say, Ms. MacArthur, I'd be careful in the way you do that. But again, if she's just saying negative stuff, this is not, again, a stalking injunction is not a remedy for shutting down speech that a person doesn't like somebody saying about them. And it seems like that's what you're trying to do in this case.
Well, again, Your Honor, I would argue that we're not asking to restrict her speech. She can still go anywhere else.
That is speech. Online speech is every bit as protected as anywhere else.
Some forms of speech, like threats and defamation, are not protected.
And that's what I put specifically.
And if that's the best we can do, like that, as most clear we can be, I understand. I just thought I'd ask for any additional clarification you can give to be instructive to both parties.
Yep. Okay. I think I've been clear on that. Mr. Dunkelberger, anything from your side?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. With that, we'll plan on seeing you. We've got the 2 witnesses. I will just save the time. Outside of the parties themselves.
Okay, so very important. Remember that this was going to continue on October 16th, 2025, and I will have a hell of a lot more to say about that and how that is fucked up in the video that I'm going to be dropping this weekend. I just didn't, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. So much to cover. Crazy. Oh, Sherry girl, thank you so much. Sherry, thank you so much for the support and for the $20 super chat. And I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for everything you do. Sherry's one of our fabulous moderators, and she's been a member for 21 months. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Sherry. We love you. I love you. Mwah. This is just crazy stuff. God, there's so many other things I wanted to discuss about this. There's so much more. There's just so much to this. This is the lie that they told through 9 + 4 is 13 hours. I'm talking about John and Lauren in true crime is so screwed up and so deep and so layered and so manipulative and so disrespectful to their hidden gems, to the general public, and to it's unbelievable. I mean, and I think, that is, I went over all the reasons why people are talking about this Lauren Matthias Stalker scandal shit show, in the way that they are and the frequency are for the length of time that they are. And so many people are, that's just another reason. I mean, what they did was so messed up. It was such a betrayal, and it was such a script flip of who so many people thought they were, at least kind of, sort of, and what they presented to represent. It's just, how can you believe any of it now? In retrospect, it all seems like, yeah, thanks for pulling one over on us, you freaks, Oh, God. Yeah. And then this, with bringing Grayson into it. And this is just disgusting. I mean, and if Lauren and John, with who they are and the intelligence they apparently have and the education they have under their belts and what they stand for, they should see what they are doing to this girl and fucking cut it off and get her some help.
And they're coming up to me and making me feel unsafe when I'm not doing anything. And I'm telling them to leave me alone. Like I'm not even doing anything. It would be one thing if I was going up to them. But guess what? I stay away. All they do everywhere in public is film me.
No, I know. They film you everywhere. We just do our work. We just do our work.
What? Because we didn't answer the filming, now they confront us? What's This is when people get murdered. We're in this. We see this.
As we left, I again spoke briefly to Matthias and expressed my view that it was inappropriate for her to continue to try to contact or provoke an encounter with H, given the season.
Okay, yeah, so we already read that, but I just found just a short where Sleuthy Goosey talks about Lauren throwing her a copyright strike. I was talking about this earlier. Oh my God. Freaking craziness. I'll get back to chat in just a second here. I just want you to see this. So if I got any of it a little bit wrong, you'll hear it in her own words. And again, Sleuthy Goosey is amazing. Let's see. Does she still have a YouTube? Is this her YouTube channel? I haven't seen her. I'm not sure, but Sleuthy Goosey is her name. And she has a TikTok for sure. And she is the bomb. She is. She really is. I've known her ever since I started this channel. She's been around. I mean, like the lore, will rely on her research. Like she just true crime channels across the board, big and small, all different cases. She's like in it with spreadsheets, with data crunching, with all correct information, with fact checking. She's just really good for, making sure people, are walking the straight line and telling the truth, in my opinion.
Kind of interaction with her was when she copyright struck me. And that was when she did the interview. She did one interview with Jerry Holman from the Delphi case. And I actually want to say that was the first interview that he did after the sentencing. And it was like maybe an hour long. I did 2 lives doing an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I'll give her an hour and a half. 2 3-hour lives, maybe even 4 with Teresa to cover an hour and a half interview. That's how often we were stopping for commentary. 90% of the commentary was entirely about Jerry Holman. And she copyright struck me for both.
Wow.
For fair use, which is protected under free
Did you appeal it, Sleuthy?
So I did. I did the I only kind of interaction with her was when she copyright struck me. And that was when she did the interview. She did one interview with.
Sorry, that's just going in a loop. I was just all into the comments. Sorry about that. Well, here, let me just play it one more time because I'm finding
Jerry Holman from the Delphi case. And I actually want to say that was the first interview that he did after the sentencing. And it was like maybe an hour long. I did 2 lives doing an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I'll give her an hour and a half. 2 3-hour lives, maybe even 4 with Teresa to cover an hour and a half interview. That's how often we were stopping for commentary. 90% of the commentary was entirely about Jerry Holman. And she copyright struck me for both.
Wow. For fair use, which is protected under free
Did you appeal it, Sleuthy?
So I did. I did the I only kind of interaction with her was when she copyrighted.
Okay, for the last 4 years, and Tylee.
Okay, we've listened to that a lot. I just wanted to, I'm going to end pretty soon because I'm getting really tired. Thank you guys for being here. Your comments are great. I just wanted to do this little throwback, Lauren Matthias. This is just from 2 years ago on Ashley Banfield. I actually can't say what I think about. Never mind. I can't. It would be it's a professional thing for me. Never mind. We're just going to watch this.
Who aren't accused of murdering them. Apoplectic would not even.
What they're talking about is, so JJ, who was murdered by his mother, bitch. Bitch doesn't even cover it. I take that back. There's no words for her. And Chad Daybell, also disgusting scum of the earth. JJ was a biological son of Kay Woodcock's son. Therefore, Kay Woodcock's biological grandchild, obviously, right? We have all taken up biology to know that. Kay Woodcock is a woman who Lauren Matthias has always called one of my victims, my victims, my victims. You know how she intertwines herself with the victim, so she really becomes she like kind of like sneaks her way into these true crime cases selectively so that she becomes inextricably a part of it. So like she is because like she just wants to be it all. She wants to fill it all and she wants to have it all. It's all about her. It's so weird how people do that. I mean, there would just be a voice in my head that'd be like, Kelly, what the fuck are you doing, you bitch? Ew, gross. Like, get away. Leave these people alone. Live your own life. No, not Lauren. So anyway, Kay Woodcock, JJ is Kay Woodcock's biological grandchild. He was going to be given up for adoption. Her son wasn't able to care for him and raise him. So her older brother, Charles, who was Lori Vallo's ex-husband, who is also murdered by her, Alex, and or Chad, or a combination of them all. Well, she was convicted in that, right? Adopted JJ. Okay. And then Lori Vallo Daybell filed a motion for Kay Woodcock to not be at the trial part of it, saying that she was not actually a victim. And that's what this is a commentary on anyway. I just wanted to give you some kind of context. I don't know if that made any sense, seriously, but hopefully it did to someone.
Begin to describe how Larry and Kay feel about this. Had a chat with them today. They couldn't even come on television. They're so devastated about it, and they are going to fight back. But I want to bring in Lauren Matthias. She's the host of the Hidden True Crime podcast and YouTube channel, has been covering this case since the beginning. All I can say is this might be the lowest low since murder and disposal of 2 children. I want to just get your titters about
Whoops, darn it. Little did Ashley Banfield know that eventually her buddy Lauren Matthias was going to go much lower than that.
Come on television. They're so devastated about it, and they are going to fight back. But I want to bring in Lauren Matthias. She's the host of the Hidden True Crime podcast and YouTube channel, has been covering this case since the beginning. All I can say is this might be the lowest low since murder and disposal of 2 children. I want to just get your take on this, given how much you have invested into covering this.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrible. This would be re-victimizing a victim to say they're not victims. Not only did they give up this child, JJ, that they loved for adoption, they took him home from the hospital. I've heard the story from Kay and Larry myself that they got a call and they took JJ in from the moment he was born. They raised him. Larry would put him on his chest and rock him. I mean, these are grandparents in the fullest account. And when they did choose to give JJ up for adoption because they wanted him to have brothers and sisters, they said only if we can remain his grandparents. And that was okay. And they did. They remained in his life.
Yeah, here's what's fascinating about that. Lori Vallo now presents to the court through her attorney that, quote, Kay Woodcock gave herself the title grandma. That is what was asserted in a court of law in Idaho, also suggesting that it's not in accordance with Idaho adoption law that they would be actual family members, victim family members. But JJ wasn't adopted in Idaho. So I can't wait to hear how this judge, sort of.
Okay, so I really just wanted to show you that, to show you like what she looks like, how she was talking. Yeah, this was only a little over 2 years ago, and I'm just not going to say anything else about it. You can make your own conclusions there. If you know, you know, there might be some indicators of some certain personality situations there. Okay, so Callista said, or Calissa, I'm sorry, where was it? Kelly, what's your professional opinion of the way Lauren creates those close friendship type relationships with crime victims? Can it ever be considered ethical for a journalist to do that? Well, I know that journalists are supposed to not become the story, right? I mean, I know that there is a standard of ethics for journalists, certainly, and yes, not adhering to those ethical standards can certainly cause you to lose your job, damage your career, and all of that, right? I know for in like a field that I'm in, to have those to create those kind of relationships with anyone you're working with on a professional basis like that would be absolutely unethical and would be to the degree that could just overstep one time, you can immediately lose your license, right? Because we have to maintain those standards to make sure that people aren't seeking or being referred to people to help them that are actually going to harm them. Now, Lauren, as a journalist, wasn't in a position where her position or her career in itself said, hi, I am a position that is here to help and support people in a direct way. You know what I mean? But just so taking she's a journalist out of it, and just look at her as a person doing this when she's covering these stories and having to enmesh herself into the stories and with the victims. It is just clearly so unhealthy, and that it is a complete demonstration of absence of boundaries, not even not recognizing the boundaries, pushing the boundaries, absence of boundaries. And then, what speaks volumes as far as understanding who she is how then somehow when these victims, who are by definition among the most vulnerable, right? And then she's able to turn things to draw them away from the spotlight and somehow rotate her into the center. And it is extremely selfish. I mean, that kind of behavior is more akin to narcissism. And yeah, it's just, I've been thinking about this a lot over the past few days, and there's so many elements that are not okay in her doing that. So, all right, I'm going to bring our wonderful moderator, Cuff, you up here, and I'm going to pop a link here. And hey, how are you? Welcome, Cuff, you. How's it going?
It's going good. Can you hear me?
I can, yes. So okay. I'm going to bring this up, and how about you can tell, let me bring it to the stream first. Whoops. Oh, wait, hold it. I can't get links actually like this. Here, hold it. I got to go to YouTube. But here, go ahead. Start to tell everyone what this is all about, and I'll grab the link.
Okay, so this is a woman that used to be a hidden gem, which is one of Lauren's ranks in her membership. And the only reason she says, which is really funny when you see Kelly get it up. When you get it up, Kelly, let me know.
I will.
Yeah, she said okay. That she has. You got it.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I gotta just share it now.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Hang on, I'm gonna come back to you then.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Okay.
The many faces. The many faces of Lauren Matthias.
I know, right? And I just happened on it. I was just doing some research. So yeah, if you'll scroll up on it. So what she was is she was a hidden gem, which is one of Lauren Matthias's membership ranks. And you think y'all looked at the prices of her memberships?
It's like ridiculous. 10, 50, and 100 or something. I don't. Something high.
Yeah, it's unreal. But anyway, so she just wrote this really well, and it's not really long. I'm just going to run through it. It says the social media streets are filled with the ponderings regarding a certain 9-hour live stream on YouTube. Lauren Matthias, former local network reporter, now host to Hidden True Crime, HTC, along with her husband, John Matthias, sat in front of a camera for 9 hours to tell everybody that would listen that she had a stalker and she was afraid for her safety. What followed was not quite what I expected. It doesn't look like it's what many expected, as she seems to have many detractors as she does supporters. I'll admit, I was a hidden gem for a time, mostly for the Vallow trial. I dropped both. I dropped both my membership and my subscription to Lauren takes regarding Richard Allen and his trial in Delphi. Even Dr. John highly disappointed me, not seeing any problem with all that presumed innocent pretrial detainee being subjected to over a year of solitary confinement. And
I agree with that.
I do too, 100%. That's why I wanted to read this.
Yeah.
Williams seemingly okay with the site professional Dr. Walla being in every Facebook regarding the Delphi murders while treating his alleged murderer. Is he just a true crime junkie, or did he want to help ensure his conviction? Personally, I believe Richard Allen has been treated terribly and is factually innocent in the deaths of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, and I don't care. I totally agree with that. You guys can have your own opinion. Picking up bad habits from some friends that she made during the trial, mainly co-host of Murder Sheet, which I've never heard of that. So I have to look that up. I don't know if that's a YouTube channel or what that is. Lauren copyright struck a number of small YouTube creators when they used her footage under fair use. This is what you're talking about, Kelly. In other words, they provided commentary, which was probably negative, regarding her reporting. I know at least one YouTuber settled things with her. One who's also covered the Vallow Daybell trials, but the rest I'm unsure of. Okay, scroll up a little bit.
Hold
Okay.
it. Sorry. Hold it. Wait, hold it. I know you're reading this copy. Just one second.
Yeah, I am. Okay, stop.
Okay, go ahead. Very good.
It's not much longer. To be fair, I don't listen to Lauren. I didn't listen to Lauren's 9-hour live stream. I watched it piecemeal via other creators, which I finally did listen to it, you guys, but I had to put it on like 2.5 speed just to get through it. I also listened to a court hearing and read some documents. Sleepy Goosey, there you go, posted on X. Most of the affidavits of Christina, aka the Stalker, and 3 of her friends to see what the other side had to say. Lauren and her defendants claim they were followed a good half dozen times, but it seems Lauren and her crew purposely placed themselves in the vicinity. A few took place at or around CrimeCon 2025. That's so horrible, man. Christina had purchased a VIP pass a year prior, which Lauren not only knew about, as they were friendly at the time, she had no plans to attend herself. Lauren had no booth, was not a speaker, yet she showed up anyway and managed to prevent Christina from attending because she had a temporary restraining order or whatever the hell it's called in Utah or Nevada. That was funny. Lauren also claims she was there for work. What work? A few other physical encounters that allegedly took place happened when Christina was out of the country. That's what you were talking about again. I guess the reason she was chosen as a stalker is due to a bunch of harmless and kind of inane, in my opinion, TikTok videos. I love those TikTok videos. For 4 years, a rather large YouTube creator, he's approaching 1 million subs now, might have even surpassed it, but I very rarely watch him. And his co-creators' friends love to mention me and my friends, calling us things like crazy psycho mean girls that he will one day sue. Like Christina, he's careful not to mention our names when we hit back. We endure ridicule and worse. That's just how social media works. Lauren is not exempt. She's also not being stopped, in my opinion. This is, I think, the end of it. As a matter of fact, the TRO will never become a permanent one. They held the first half of the hearing where the judge warned Lauren that she was tramping all over Christina's First Amendment rights. Right, that's what you just said again, Kelly, and just showed us. Then we heard from a couple of witnesses on Christina's side. It was at the end of the day that they scheduled the remainder of the hearing sometime in the future, which, Lauren's lawyers subsequently, God, how do those lawyers even defend her? Asked for more time, which the judge denied. In the end, Lauren dropped the matter, although she's not told her followers that. Actually, reading the court docs, Lauren left out twisted quite a bit of the story and made some anthills into mountain ranges, in my opinion. Bottom line, as Emily D. Baker says, the internet is going to internet. If you don't like what someone has to say, then don't read or watch them. You can generally mute, block people on the various social media platforms if you say shitty things in text to what? Oh, to DMs or DMs. Just know that eventually they're going to get out, which that's what I'm saying. All those texts, you guys, those texts are available. I mean, you can read them. And what happened is she was saying a bunch of shit about Kay and her victims to other people. And apparently those other people kept those texts. And those are always going to come back and bite you in the ass. It comes back to bite you in the ass. There you go. Best to swallow your pride, apologize rather than trying to vigilante critics, in my opinion. For balanced perspective, I suggest watching Chasing videos. She breaks everything down sensibly. I also highly recommend reading the court docs that Sleuthie Goosey has. So that's, I just thought wasn't that written really well? I mean, she
no,
really
absolutely.
She just really well laid it out there. I was doing some research and I just happened to click on it and I read it real quick because it was written so well.
Yeah.
Like, and she's speaking from experience. So, I don't know. To me, that holds water. So.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, she really, she hit on she basically hit on all the same points I was trying to hit on at least a little bit tonight, because they're just like the big things. And then under the subcategories of these big things, and that's what the video is going to be that I'm going to drop sometime this weekend. It's going to be all of the details that show the real timeline of events as compared to the timeline as she presented it to us and wants the world to believe. And let me tell you, those timelines in no way align and in very critical material ways.
And they go back further than her 9 hours, actually, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, they start that whole 9 hour crap, y'all. Everything started before that. I mean, she just started it from where I guess she selected to start from. But there's so much before that we haven't even talked about yet. I mean, that led up to all that crap. So, when you say shitty stuff about people, and believe me, y'all think when you send a text to somebody they ain't keeping or print screening or whatever, y'all are crazy. I'm sorry. If you're in this business, you better think about it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know how many times I have, even just recently, it's usually like with other creators, we'll be having an email exchange about, something or other. And it's usually because they're pissed at me. Because guess what? I have never, not once, emailed another YouTube creator telling them how pissed off I was about something. Not once. Scout's honor. Swear on all my bunnies.
I wouldn't either. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if I'm pissed at them, I'm not gonna spend the energy to tell them about it. I'm just gonna fucking get rid of them. Bye. I'm not gonna watch anymore. So, but people do that to me. And so, I've changed in this way significantly, but kind of slowly since I've had this channel, because I have always been like a little naive, very nice, don't love to create conflict, don't like to hurt people. I mean, I will get into it when I'm called. When the call of duty is there, I will step up to the challenge, but it's not something I want or I look for or I try to continue on. You know what I mean? But so I will try to resolve whatever issue they bring to me, just because it's like, I should just say, I don't fucking care. Leave me alone. Block. I have to, but I'm getting more like that, which is really what I should have always done. But then what they'll do is they'll turn around and they will air our messages on their channel. But of course, selectively, they will, and I'm like, oh, fuck you. And there'll always be this like really small fallout from it and people, but I just tune it out because what can you do?
Yeah, you have to. And I mean, it's like I said, even with me, like just helping, some creators and stuff like that, it's like, let me tell you what happened. One time, long time ago, when I was working in an office with like 150 women, which is enough to make you want to just shoot yourself in the head. I was told by HR to never put anything in an email.
That's
she
right.
actually said that to me. She said, never write it in an email ever. And I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So that was when I was a lot younger. But I mean, ever since she said that to me, like it's always stuck with me. And so, you know,
Yeah.
I'm very careful. I'm like you. I'm very, very careful. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So, you know, I mean, that's just, I don't know. And God. And it's like, you know, oh God, what did you have to say? How bad was it that you're going to these lengths to get ahead of it? I mean,
yeah.
You must be a real fucking bitch, you know? I mean, I just don't know. Or it just shows how fake she is, you know?
Yeah, and I thought it was so great whenever that judge said, "What do you mean?"
Right, right.
The way he said that during that, and the defense like, I don't even know what the hell I mean. Basically, you know what I'm saying? So and then he called her what he called her, a criminal investigator.
Yes. Oh my God, please.
I mean, there's just several times tonight where I've like literally laughed out loud because I mean, it's just
I know.
Yeah, some of
it's just so absurd. It's absurd.
It really is. And you know what? She put herself out there for this. And honestly, I'm trying to find it. So I'll have a receipt, but I'm trying to find it. There is a clip, a very short clip of a video that I know that I have before she started taping Grayson or videoing Grayson. It's like one right before that where Grayson says to her, or please don't video me. Are you videoing me? Like she says that. I'm trying to find it. If I can find it, I will send it to you immediately. I'm like,
yeah, no, I know it is. It does exist because I've seen it too. I just can't remember which one. Yeah.
And then what does she do? She probably intimidated Grayson and saying, "Oh, but it'll be so good," and you know that kind of crap. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, and when she said murder, I thought, "Oh dear God, Grayson, come on." I mean, you know, I mean,
it's just so sad.
It really is. It really is. And I mean, the thing is, you know, God, you would think with all her experience and shit, as long as she's been in this industry, that she would have known that 9-hour thing was the worst thing she could have done. It's always better just to be quiet. Just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Don't play all into it. Yeah.
But I think the whole point of we have to think of it like this in a way, in my opinion, like the whole point of everything was to keep her reputation the way she wanted it to be, how she wanted it to be, so she could have what she wanted, which was everything with no one interfering. She gets to call the shots. She gets to create the narrative. She doesn't have anyone, you know, questioning her. She's in control of everything. And every step of the way, whether it was a good decision for herself or not, is Micrograms just said that her behavior is ultimately self-destructive. I totally agree. The most important thing to her is her keeping face and being in control, and everyone being subversive to her.
Making her look so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, God. It's like cringeworthy to me. I have secondhand embarrassment for her, really.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're just... Yeah, no, I don't have secondhand embarrassment for. I'm not attaching anything of mine to her. I'm disgusted.
I know. I am too. Anyway, I thought the article was really well, so I thought
it was awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
And that link's in the chat, you guys. Like, if you want me to, Kelly, I could drop it one more time so they can go read it themselves or whatever. It's up to you.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you, honey. Thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye. And you know, Diautumn, just hey, welcome. How are you doing? So I'm so glad you're here because you just reminded. I can't believe I totally forgot about this. Lauren wanted Christina to be monitored for the purpose of Lauren's safety, and for her to have to wear a GPS tracker ankle bracelet. I can't believe I totally forgot that. All because of these TikToks, as we heard Lauren Matthias' attorney say at the end of that hearing. Well, let's go back to the TikToks, because of all things, I believe that for my client, that is the most important issue. So she has to be monitored, followed, surveilled for Lauren's protection, and wear a location tracking GPS ankle bracelet, because the most important things to Lauren are the TikToks. Like, what the hell is going on here? I mean, It's all about control. It's pathetic. It's pathetic that her husband, who I used to have respect for, is backing this all up and adding kerosene to the fire. It's, oh God, it's just, wow. Yeah. Thank you for that. The Autumn. Amber Rose said she's so worried about getting her mean words about victims getting out because she doesn't want to be cut off from her future, my victims. That's right. Good call. Yep. Yep, it was. You're right. I cannot believe I didn't forget that. I'm so glad you brought that up. God, there's like so many details. It's just, oh, God. Okay, I agree with you on this. It's frustrating when people say they are both mean girls. Calissa feels like, no, Lauren was actively trying to destroy a woman's life just because she had a couple TikToks she didn't like. That is how I see it. Hey, Kylie Cosmos, I was wondering where you are, girl. Yeah, we're still live. I'm just about to end. It's good to see you, though. Oh, she has some interesting info. Uh-oh. I'm tired. Do you want to come up or are you going to put it in chat? We're going on 3 hours, guys, here. We got to make sure we stay under that 9 hours. I want people to call me crazy, too. Oh, yeah. Okay, good, Deautumn. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen all of the Lauren Matthias' alleged stalkers. Everyone knows her name's Christina. Those TikToks. I have a video up with all of them. Here, I'll get you the link. I mean, you can probably find it pretty easily, but I haven't seen any other videos that have this specific content. And I did ask permission to do this, yes. All right. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because that's all I can say about that. Oh, okay. I mean, let's just say that. TikToks. There you go. Okay. Oh, Coffee says, head over to Watch the Obsession Discord after live. You can find all the cases Watch the Obsession is following and much more on Discord. Oh my God. Coffee runs that. She does an amazing job. There's so much freaking information up there. Yeah. Deautumn. Oh, this is so well stated. Yes, the alleged stalker's videos were like surviving a narcissist, in my opinion. That is really well stated. I have to agree. I didn't think of it in those terms, but I think you're right. Okay, so Kylie says, John is from the next town to mine in Chicago, suburbs. And once I found out where he was from, it told me a lot about who he might be. I'm literally 10 minutes away from the high school he graduated. Nope, it's right there. I'll email you. I can tell you more. Okay. To be continued. I guess. Thank you, Kylie. Oh my gosh. Local Jazz Hand says, only another 6 hours, Kelly, but you need to lie and cry more. I'm about to cry because I'm so tired. Oh, wait. You're funny. Okay, so where John's from, the average medium income in this suburb is about 153,000. That's high. Then, okay, as you're pointing out, the national average is 83,000. John is a snob. I promise you, this man never wanted for anything in his life. I get that vibe from him. I didn't know all this about him, but it's just my sort of my vibey read on him. I believe this for sure. Thank you, though. It's interesting to know the facts that back up the feeling in my belly. Let's see. All the doctors in the Chicagoland area live in the town that he's from. And local jazz and John has nothing to be snobby about. Not anymore, he doesn't. Yeah, Jenny Lang, really good point here. I will say I was shocked to see such little coping skills with John and Lauren. It was bizarre to see them both devastated. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, really well said too. I mean, that is definitely one of the things. Like, wait a minute. You guys have been pretending you're grown as adults this whole time, but obviously, oh my God, look at you. You're not, because even a 4-year-old would have better coping skills to deal with like nothingness than this demonstration we're seeing right here. Hence the name shit show. Oh, and you know what? And this is another great point. Oh, you guys are coming out with all of them. Thank you for your wonderful comments and insights. So Autumn says, yeah, it's natural folks want to verify his credentials when he's actively diagnosing folks but using protective language. I really don't like it when people do that. It's I mean, you know, and I mean, it's explicitly stated in whatever ethical codes your particular profession within the field of psychology falls under. There is language there that explicitly the intention is to prevent diagnosing while saying you're not diagnosing by using that manipulative language. And it's called something specific. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sorry. I'd say I try to look it up for you, but I'm too freaking tired right now. But that's a really good point. I wonder if Lauren is named that nasty rug John wears on his head. Oh, and somebody was talking about chat, seeing a video on some channel where John was in his boxers, and they were like, I saw this too. And the person was like wondering if he had pants on because Lauren kept showing, you could see he was like sitting down and he was wearing a button-up shirt, but like boxers. And they were on camera opening up their platinum or whatever award from YouTube, 100,000 subscribers. And Lauren kept panning over and you could see his like legs, like his legs. It looked like he had it was so freaking weird. I felt like she was almost like trying to embarrass him or something. It was weird. Yeah. He diagnosed the women, all of which worked for or with Lauren at some point and had separate conflicts with her. But sociopathic, he said. Yeah, all of them sociopaths, right? Oh my God. I know that thought experiment was fucked up. It was just, that was junk. Ugh. Yeah, I know. So Sutu says, Lauren might well be fine being away from her boy for weeks on end, but other mothers struggle being away from their children. Lauren just wanted Christine in jail. You know, now this is a good point. And that part of the after Crime Con live stream that was on Patreon with Lauren and Grace, and I was trying to find you, where the discussion they're having clearly indicates that Grayson lives with them. She's talking about doing her editing work, and the dog Lily is always up all night long playing with her ball. She can't get her editing work done because Lily the dog just wants to play with her ball. And then she talks about how they're going to take a break from traveling because since March, and this was recorded in September, they haven't been home for more than a week and a half at a time, and they just want to spend some time at home. And then the way she talks about home, it's very clear that their actual literal home is the same actual literal like roof, shelter over your head home. And when she's saying all of this, Lauren's body language and her eyes are obviously telling you that she is pissed. Grayson is saying this on camera, and she does not want people to know that Grayson lives with her. It is so fucking clear. Oh God, let me see. Yeah, I'm obsessed. Let's see. I know. Oh, wait, hold it. It's right after the dad thing. Hold it. You gotta be really proud what your dad spent years in prison for anyway. Okay. Oh, that's messed up. Okay. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Ah, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Okay, here it is. Oh, wait, hold it. I'm sorry. I've got to bring in the stream, don't I? Sorry, guys. Hold up. Hold up. Here it is. Oy, oy, oy. No, 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 not video file. I don't have it on video file. Share. Okay. Dennis is J is for Justice. Or what's her other channel here? What's it called? Everyday J is called.
Shit, and then Becky started watching Unknown Number today. Put it on pause. Go finish it, and then come watch.
I'll be under. You felt the same way. I agree.
Read it out loud.
Dr. John is so good at helping you understand a criminal mind so well that you can't help but see when you felt the same way at times, even when you're not a criminal. I agree.
Yeah. Everyone has a dark side.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. What else? What else are we up to?
We're excited. We're traveling a little bit over the next week, and then we're going to take a break from traveling, which is exciting because we've been go, go, go.
She said she hasn't been home since March. And the lawsuit against DoorDash was filed in March. And she says she lives in Kansas, but she's got a dentist in California that she's paying monthly and freaking out, thinking they're stalking her for the payments and the dental reminders. Nicole G., you've been my true crime bestie. What you talking about? You've been there.
I keep requesting to stop traveling, and then things keep coming
up. Yeah, so coming up, we're just gonna. I think I did the calculations, and I think that since March, we haven't been home for longer than a week and a half at a time.
That's really depressing.
Maybe 2.
We haven't been home. They do have the same room because when they were filming, she's like, hold on, I gotta let Grayson in. They're in the same fucking room. Weirdos.
March, we haven't been home for longer than a week and a half at a time. Since coming up, we're just gonna. I think I did the calculations, and I think that since March, we haven't been home for longer than a week and a half at a time.
Wow, you haven't been with your fucking kid more than a week and a half at a time since March? Lauren, look at Lauren's face, and she's smiling. Look at Grayson. She loves it. She loves that they haven't been home. Look, we haven't been home more than a week and a half. You're a fucking mother. I'm just a mom with a YouTube channel. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm a mom with a YouTube channel. Hey, alligator.
Yeah, good point, Jay. I'm a mom with a YouTube channel. You are not ever home.
We haven't been home for longer than a week and a half at a time. And all that kid wanted was that fucking bracelet. You're spoiled, but you're not getting my bracelet.
I'm being cyber stalked.
The lawn crime.
Her husband.
That since March, we haven't been home for longer than a week and a half at a time.
That's really depressing.
Maybe 2. Maybe 2 was like our record. So
that makes me sad.
Yeah. So we're ready to just, or maybe it was May. I don't know. Anyway, too long for us to not be home a lot. So
Wow. Kresha said she was in a hotel room the night I was live and she had my video struck. I can't reveal my source, but I know that. Wow. Why are you and Grayson held?
Wait a minute, Bobby X. We haven't heard from you in all of chat about anything like that we're actually talking about, but then you just come on here and say you don't like Jay for Justice. She's horrible. Well, I'm playing her on my channel now, so obviously I think she's okay, and thank you for your opinion.
hold up in a fucking hotel, weirdos. It is really sad that she didn't give him the fucking bracelet. You're spoiled, but you're not getting my bracelet. He probably wanted a piece of his mom. After all, he is fucking traumatized. You couldn't even give him a bracelet? She's full of bullshit.
We're ready to just, or maybe it was May. I don't know. Anyway, too long for us to not be home a lot.
But wait, guys. Okay, so now we've watched it once. Okay, so this is what I was talking about when I was like, I don't know if I want to go through the J for Justice one because she stops to talk so much, but the other one didn't have the actual video. Watch Lauren when Grayson's talking about all this.
Or maybe it was May.
Wait,
I don't know.
Look at Lauren's face and she's smiling. Look at Grayson. She loves it. She loves that they haven't been home. Look, we haven't.
And look at how she's looking just because Grayson's saying this. She's like, you're not supposed to let the fucking cat out of the fucking bag, Grayson.
Today, put on pause, go finish it, and then Becky started watching Unknown Number today. Put on pause, go finish it, and then come watch.
I'll be under. I felt the same way. I agree.
Read it out loud.
Dr. John is so good at helping you understand a criminal mind so well that you can't help but see when you felt the same way at times, even when you're not a criminal. I agree.
Yeah. Everyone has a dark side.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. What else? What else are we up to?
We're excited. We're traveling a little bit over the next week, and then we're going to take a break from traveling, which is exciting because we've been go.
She said she hasn't been home since March. And the lawsuit against DoorDash was filed in March. And she says she lives in Kansas, but she's got a dentist in California that she's paying monthly and freaking out, thinking they're stalking her for the payments and the dental reminders. Nicole G., you've been my true crime bestie. What you talking about? You've been there.
I keep requesting to stop traveling, and then things keep coming
up. Yeah, so coming up, we're just gonna
now watch her. Look at Lauren's face.
I think I did the calculations, and I think that since March, we haven't been home for longer than a week.
Like, if looks could kill.
Week and a half at a time.
That's really depressing.
Maybe 2.
We haven't been home. They do have the same room because when they were filming, she's like, hold on, I gotta let Grayson in. They're in the same fucking room. Weirdos.
March, we haven't been home for longer than a week and a half at a time. Since coming up, we're just gonna, I think I did the calculations, and I think that since March, we haven't been home for longer than a week and a half at a time.
Wow, you haven't been with your fucking kid more than a week and a half at a time since March? Lauren, look at Lauren's face and she's smiling. Look at Grayson. She loves it. She loves that they haven't been home. Look, we have, you're spoiled, but you're not getting my bracelet. They had to edit for 2 fucking weeks.
Oops.
Whoopsie, you made an oopsie.
Lauren, sounds like your cough has gotten better. Haven't heard you cough once since.
Bing bang. Might be because I'm not stressed. Here's the.
Oh, okay. Now here's this. Okay, might be because I'm not stressed. This is the day after CrimeCon. She just served that temporary order of protection to Christina a few days before that, and she's scared for her life, but she's not stressed. She's not stressed here. It's all good. She's not stressed.
Something we're very proud of that we do, but she came to watch in our Airbnb living room, and she.
You flea infested mongrel.
Oh, here now.
Sniper.
I think this is also where you're going to understand that Grayson lives with them.
Can you pin Sniper? Okay, let me find it. Crash. Can I just call?
studio. When was it when she was acting out though? That one time, there's only once I was doing, I think, an Adelson recap, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, literally, stop.
I got home last night at like midnight.
I got home last night at like midnight. Home where? Was the dog there at your home?
And
why is Lily, her therapy dog, laying on you? I got home last night at like midnight. Hold on.
Stop.
God, she just stops us too much. So Grayson's like, I got home last night at like midnight and the dog's there. Oh, what? Lily wasn't at Lauren's house? Lily was at your house? Where's your... They obviously live together. People are giving me such shit for saying that, but if you listen, people, you don't even have to read between the lines. It's stated.
I got home last night at like midnight and she was like running around the house with a ball.
The house. Oh my God.
And I was like, dude, it's midnight. You can't be doing this.
Whose house?
And she's got her squeaker ball and she throws it.
No, they did it too, Jackpot Betty. They did it too. And they just so happened to hit 144K when they wanted to. Hashtag bots. And that Linda, it's a crime. I've always thought she was weird too. Sorry, while we're putting it all out there, they're all fucking connected. Okay? They are. While we're putting our parasocial relationships aside, let me just say that. Weird. Framed pictures of JJ and Tylee behind her in her studio. Weird. That's not your face.
All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm freaking tired. We've been here for a long time. It's the longest live I've done in a long time. I'm sorry we are short of 9 hours, but I'm not as psychotic as some people are, so I could never do that. But thank you guys so much for being here. Your comments have been great. It's been wonderful going over this with you and just hearing what you had to say. Bobby X, if you're still there, sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you, but I've just gotten a lot of trolley type people just popping in chat when I'm talking about this situation. So I'm sorry. I'm being a little oversensitive, Bobby X. I apologize. It's okay if you don't like Jay. It's fine. I mean, I don't, I'm fine with her. Like I've done a few things with her and I think she's good, but I mean, I don't know her personally, I think. So sorry about that. Oh, okay. So, your membership. Yeah, you were just saying, I read that. I'm not sure. So Dr. Vana said, and other people asked this too. Does anyone know the answer to this? Oh no, I updated my card, like the card that you use for memberships. And now it says my membership is up in 13 days. It won't let me do anything. Do I have to wait until it runs out in order to renew the membership? So in other words, if you switch the card that your membership is on, like a YouTube channel membership, is it going to put your membership back to zero? Because, some people like to, it shows that running thing like, oh, you've been a member for X amount of time. Does anyone know the answer to that question? I'm sorry if that question wasn't very clear. I'm really tired. I'm having a hard time putting together sentences. Yeah. Not that Bobby. What? Oh. Just commenting to be negative. Oh, let's see. Yeah, just commenting to be negative. It's easy to think trolling. I jump to defend people. I support Jay, but I'm used to, yeah, right. Yeah, totally. Yeah, good point. Good point. So Dr. Vana, I don't know, but I will try to look into that and I will email you if I can figure it out. Do they keep Dr. John in the basement? I think they do. And I think they just feed him scraps. A lot of scraps, but scraps. Oh, jeez. Right. Yeah. They're blatant about living together, but many didn't see their Patreon lives. I guess that's where they really talk about it. Yeah. Good point. Grayson even talks about how many times she's moved the last few years and how long it's been since she's been right. Yep. Good point. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Is it? All right, guys. Okay. I always have such a hard time ending this. Thank you guys so much for being here. So I am going to be dropping a video that is going to, in less than 3 hours and 23 minutes, kind of just put together all of the things that she Lauren clearly omitted when she was telling people what was going down. Also, things we found out that were they lied about, and what the actual truth is, and what that all means. So be looking for that sometime really soon. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's always a pleasure, and I appreciate every single one of you. Please do the YouTube thing, hit the like, all that stuff. And remember, life is hard. I mean, it's especially hard for Lauren and Grayson, I guess. They're always crying and freaking out. But in all seriousness, life is hard. So please do be kind to one another. But mostly, please be good to yourself. I just want to remind you how much you deserve it. You deserve a good life. You deserve to treat yourself well. I know that all of us don't do enough to treat ourselves well, nearly often enough. So just a little reminder, you do deserve that. So do something really awesome for yourself tomorrow, this weekend. I'd like you to get that done by midnight on Sunday. Got it? Thank you. Love you guys.
Here we go once again for a marriage, like amen. Don't you worry, it's gonna be alright. Sound the judge and jury, and we'll be up all night. You better check for pose. You better check for pose. You better check for
JR dead on that.
all the best all in the blind spot that we don't see. Wipe the dirt.
It was earlier tonight. I don't.
13, she had his 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way.